Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the World of Darkness campaign, which is scenario 2 part 1, or Pleasantville as this one is currently called. So we've got two returning characters, and the story after the Dauntless, you've succeeded in that, and you've returned back to the UK base, and probably a few weeks have gone by at this stage. So I just need to check one last thing. So you've come back. You've kind of passed your first mission, and now you've had very basic orientation into how to use some of the equipment, primarily like weapons training, and just kind of preparing you for another field adventure, allowing you to rest and recoup. So your training officer, Keith, if I recall correctly, comes back in. Again, it's just the two of you. Remind me of your names again. Sorry.
Lucas.
Riddle. Yes, thank you. So Keith enters and he's, Lucas, Riddle, we need to help out our American Bureau. They got hit quite hard in the June event, so we'll be sending you out to the United States.
Was that the Sandworm event, or was that the Quetzal's Haderach event? Which of the two?
No, it was the June Pier event.
We had heard about the June event but have we been given more information than what we were able to glean from those?
No.
It's just referred to as the June event.
The June event, the June Pier event, people definitely at your level are actively not talking about it. If
what is it we're not talking about? Is it because most people don't want to know, or is it we're being prevented from finding out?
That you get the impression that further details are either bad for your health or imply that you have had a direct encounter with whatever this thing is.
So it's completely hazardous in and of itself.
Yeah, so the general reminder is, during the month of June, for your safety, please ignore or reject all offers to walk along the pier under the moonlight.
Oh, I'm sorry, my hearing is bad. I heard Dune. Not June.
No.
Very well.
Yes.
That's fine. Very well.
Yes, we like to send out reminders, but it turns out that the US did not fare quite as well. We're going to be sending you out to a small mountain town upon Mount Pleasant. It's relatively close to a nearby city, Jericho. It will be Pleasantville that you're heading to. We're not sure what on-ground assets we've got there. I know someone has reported it. There might be someone from the Bureau that will be able to assist you. Communications coming out of there are now getting distorted for some reason.
You have no central database of your available assets. This feels like an IT problem that I could easily solve. Your trainer for the computer knew less than I did, knew less than my grandmother.
It's more about getting boots on the ground, as they say. We need someone to physically check out the area. The report is that a swing is swinging on its own. This could be nothing. It could be a prank, but in case it's a curiosity, we would like it catalogued.
What's that operational authority?
Operational authority.
He's asking, can we shoot people?
Well, I mean,
do we have power of arrest? Do we answer to local law enforcement? Are we in charge? What?
Oh no, you're above local law enforcement, and if people are actively stopping you or appear to be working for the anomaly, then reasonable force is allowed. Lethal force if they are directly affecting your life or the.
And we've got what a cover story.
You need to quantify.
No, they've reached out to us directly.
I think you need to quantify reasonable force with him. He looks like the type that reasonable stretches quite far.
Nice.
If you think they're going to kill you, you can kill them back.
That seems reasonable.
If they're just stopping you, please don't shoot at civilians.
Well, we went on the ship. We didn't run into anyone really, except that crazy
Ghost
thing.
kid.
Yeah, we didn't shoot at him.
Where's Simon?
He has come down with appendicitis, unfortunately. So
that's completely reasonable. Lucas is still going to roll to see if he believes that.
Yeah.
Is there such a check-in? I can't remember.
So that's going to be social. I think it comes under empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah.
For my 0 dice. Hey, success!
You want to chance dice? Oh, there you go. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't appear to be lying.
So while he's kind of like investigating that, can I have a look for any history on Pleasantville itself? Is there any kind of long term?
Yeah, sure thing. So, because we will skip to Pleasantville in just a second, but yes, I can give you a brief rundown.
And any hidden stuff that the agency might have on Pleasantville, past excursions out there and all that stuff.
So the cover story is literally you have been sent in. In the US, they refer to it as the Bureau. They never say which one.
They just say the Bureau of something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's hear from the Bureau.
Yeah, literally just the Bureau.
Let people fill in.
General
the gap.
Services Administration kind of deal.
So they've reached out to the authorities, and you are being sent in their place. It's unclear whether there's going to be local law enforcement or even a local agency member there to assist you. They can't seem to clarify that for some reason, but there should be someone at the other end that will meet you who will know something about what's going on.
Can I arrange for a car and a pickup of something that?
So obviously they're going to. You'll fly across, but then you will be given effectively like a RV camper van type thing with a big old dish on the top.
Ew.
So it will have access to the agency archives.
Ooh.
You will have limited access. Basically, you can ask specific questions, and you may or may not get an answer back based on whether it's deemed appropriate. So as you find things out, you can then call back to the agency and say, have you got information on XYZ?
Could write you a chatbot to whoever's job that is on the other end.
That is effectively what will happen. Even though you're technically from the UK, they will have sorted out firearm carry and use permits, so you can use firearms. Again, I am banning the bazooka.
I mean, I want to point out, I never wanted the bazooka.
No.
It just made me sad that I could have it.
Yes. So there's. It's a relatively small town within Texas. It's built within Mount Pleasant, which is why presumably it's called Pleasantville. There are nearby. I don't think I've actually included an actual
What's the
map.
population of the place?
Less than 100 or so. Hold on, let me just double check.
That's a very
tiny
small town.
It is a tiny town. Yeah. So Jericho's the main actual town.
But it's nearby, and if whatever's happening there spreads out to the bigger city, it's going to be more of a problem.
Is this the one where the dog is the mayor? I hope so.
Alas.
always
Yeah, but
wanted
that dog's got a human brain.
Reports go either way, maybe.
They transplanted it after the JFK cloning project went wrong. They just had all the brains lying around and didn't want to do it, so they gave it to any fucking neuroscientist with a fucking FBI connection.
And they gave the dog a brain.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why do you think he got into politics? He's got a clone of JFK's brain in him.
I mean, to be fair, apparently the town is well run.
Exactly. That's the America we could have had.
I know. It's incredible.
I'm
mostly just hoping I have a Ukraine when we get back. So we're at there.
So there is a. So Mount Pleasant is a big town, and then it's a little town that's.
So Mount Pleasant is a real place.
It is a real place.
Is Pleasantville a real place?
Probably, but not the one I've.
Okay, fair.
So
there is a hell, and
there
heaven.
is. Hell, you can pay $100 to be voted the mayor of it for a day. It's a tourist trap thing. American tourist traps are the British nutters. Because we do individual nutters better than anyone else in the world, but America does nutty places better than anyone else in the world.
That is true. That is true. Zizix in California is quite funny.
Okay, so Mount Pleasant, which is a real place, is actually very far away from another Mount Pleasant, which is where I based Pleasantville. So Amarillo is the other big. So to the east, you've got Jericho, and to the west, you've got Amarillo. So if I
smack in the middle is Pleasantville with 100 people,
which is it's like a little mountain, kind of touristy trap. It's got like hot springs up there,
and tornadoes.
So, yes.
You know,
Drive safe and and fast.
Do you know why the Oklahoma bit, the little tiny bit at the top of Oklahoma above Texas? Do you know why? Yes, that little bit. Do you know why that's there? Because no, that's because the Texans really wanted slaves, and if they were any higher than they would have to be a free state.
Gotcha.
So Texas are a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why are we helping? It's just a swing moving.
Yeah,
it's never just a swing moving.
Well, that's true.
As I say, we just need boots on the ground to check it out. It's probably nothing, but it'll be a good second field operations.
There'll be a nice palate cleanser from the last one when everyone got sucked into a ship and strange shit happened. But if it's just a swing movie.
My backup character is going to have a wonderful time with you two, by the way.
So
I just hope nobody gets hurt on this one.
The journey is relative. If I activate this,
are we going like military C-130, or are we going like
no
American Airlines economy class?
Oh, good, we get a nice in-flight movie.
Yeah.
So,
a few actually.
And I want.
That's like.
They have the tablets in the back of the headsets now.
Yeah, you've got a couple, but I just watched Olympus Has Fallen twice. Got dog shit taste.
This is a terrible
At the worst.
It was the worst movie I could think of on short notice.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, it's a relatively smooth commercial flight, and again a smooth onward journey using the RV.
So flying into like Dallas and then driving the rest of the way.
Yes, yeah.
As we're going, I hack into the plane just to make sure that the itinerary and the crew manifest and the passenger manifest is on.
There is nothing untoward.
Cool.
So,
that's a potential terrorist. That one too.
Mm-hmm.
That one. There's a lot of them. This is concerning.
Now, would we have been placed next to each other, or would we have been placed just wherever there was a seat on the plane?
No, I mean they've already sprung for you to go to the US, so they'll spring to sit you together.
Well, I generally think the way this is going to go is, they give it like they get two nice economy class seats, and Riddle gets a nice economy class seat, and Lucas point blank refuses to be seated next to him for operational security reasons.
Yeah,
he gets a dog shit seat right in the back of what's the lowest form of flying class?
Coach.
Coach. Yeah.
Riddle would so hack
baggage, I guess, but
Riddle would so hack the ticket counter so that it flipped like somebody really rich and important into a coach class seat and flipped himself into a first class seat. Not because he wants to go into first class, but because he wants to dick over a billionaire.
Cool. that'll be
So would Riddle put
that'll be a
himself in
computer
first
check
class?
from yourself.
Sure.
And
Is Riddle
he-
putting himself in first class, or has he found someone that looks nice?
Yeah,
to
find
put
somebody who's nice who deserves it.
Yeah. And then
1, 2, 3,
either
4, 5.
persuasion or intimidation based on how you want to get to the. Yeah.
Intimidation, what is that based off of?
So that is a social
Manipulation?
skill. So, oh yes, of course. So,
Intimidation manipulation is the one good combination of social I have.
So the question is it a power roll or a finesse roll? Like, are you tempting?
power and finesse, yeah.
yeah, because it's.
Are you trying to brute force it, or are you trying to?
I don't know, that's...
Oh, well, no, that's your choice.
okay, so that's something that we just...
Yeah, how are you You're trying to get into the back. Are you trying to sweet talk your way in there, or are you going to use?
I don't think I'm actually threatening anyone. Is the thing. Like,
Yeah,
that's absolutely on the table, just not for like
not for this
service
situation.
personnel. No, like what do you call them? Like
So
service industry staff in an airport.
so probably manipulation then. The finesse roll.
4, and I want to move a woman and her baby to the first class, and a millionaire, because a billionaire would be on here, a millionaire to coach.
He sits next to me.
Like he sees me do this, I go, all right.
Cool.
I got 4.
So you both succeed. You are now sat next to a very unhappy but entitled rich person.
Yeah.
Are you also in
Do you know
first
how many,
class?
No.
how many armrests
No.
he gets?
None.
Probably like an exit seat. He like moved himself to an exit seat. He's a little bit more leg room, but he's still in like charge of the exit. So
So okay. Apart from that, it's an uneventful. So
apart from dicking around,
it is. There are no outside forces that have made this.
This is a
Okay.
rod entirely of our own making for our own backs.
yeah.
Exactly. There may well be an investigation later, but you will be long gone by the time that happens.
Yeah.
So,
Mates, you think we're not already on watch lists?
yeah.
For his internet history and my internet history for very different reasons.
Surprisingly, no. You are not stopped at security. You're almost waved through.
Yeah.
So the journey again is a relatively pleasant one.
We landed probably Austin, and then drive up from there. That's a long drive.
Yeah, and taking it in turns.
Yeah. So once you, as you approach, so you're winding up sort of the mountain path. It kind of goes up and you're kind of running a scenic route. So this might be somewhere that tourists go, and that's very much as you come across the areas. The road runs through the mountain, and there's like you've got a water source that runs alongside, as you can kind of see from the town. You've got the water there. So to the south is the residential area, and that is picturesque cookie cutter houses that look
White picket fence.
Yeah, they look uniform and pristine in nature. The north side is this is more catered towards the tourists, so it's a bit more quirky. Although it's not untidy. It's just not quite as uniform. And so there are several different places. So I've kind of put a guide on the right hand side, but there's a motel. So you can either stay in your van as well if you want to stay the night. So there's a motel, which is number 1. There's also a slightly posher, like closer towards a hotel at that stage, which is the River Overlook Inn. So right at the top you've got like the jacuzzi hot spring. This is like kind of like a spa retreat kind of thing. So that's the nicer establishment, whereas the other one, this is just for people who are coming through and just want to stay the night. It's and that's you've got a gas station. There's a couple of restaurants, a general store, a couple of bars. you've got like the town is so small that the town hall also serves as a museum towards its like history and foundation. And
a school and a dentist and whatever, it's all that kind of thing.
Can I just say I'm shocked there's not a church.
So, it's a good observation and one perhaps you might want to investigate.
Oh.
But yeah, the
Burned down mysteriously.
so that's kind of how it looks. As you sort of you get a couple of looks from people, but they generally carry on their way. There's probably one person who's watching you more intensely than anyone else. And Ryan, would you like to describe yourself and what you do as this almost military-looking RV kind of pulls up?
Okay, you see a reasonably tall man with some chiseled good looks. He's got dirty blonde hair swept back. He is wearing a pastel pink polo shirt with a pale blue jumper just tied around his neck. He's got some long khaki beige shorts, and some boat shoes or moccasins or whatever they are.
You picked
and some
the
white
worst shit.
we look at this guy. That
What are you looking at?
That man there. There is something wrong with him. Look at him. No one dresses like that outside of the Barbie movie. Have you seen It's good, apparently. No. Okay. I'm
walking over towards him whilst you're having this conversation. Hi, pleasure to meet you. My name is Chet. I'm a representative of the local area here to show you about the town and introduce you to the little problem that we've had here.
Sure.
You're our contact, really.
Yes, I'm a local liaison with this. Sorry, what organisation were you part
The
of?
Bureau.
The Bureau, yes, of course.
You from here?
Recently moved in and have volunteered. As the lowest man on the totem pole, as it were. I have been. I volunteered to act as the liaison.
If we look around...
That's an avatar of the stranger.
If we look around, does everyone else look like him? Or similarly?
So that is a brilliant
Fucking
question.
Gary Volt from Fallout.
So this is the perception, although they don't call it perception. Remind me what it's called.
It is called perception.
It is
Perception 5.
So when we play online, that is a blind roll.
Okay.
I see no reason to give that up just because we're physically in
Do you want me
person.
to...
Oh no.
No. I have prepared some very
God,
makeshift blind rolling. So,
What is perception?
what colour did you say you wanted to
Oh, green.
do? Green. There we go. So it's up to you. You can either put the dice in and then shake and hand, or you can roll and then cover so you don't see the result.
Do you want to look in these, like, now?
No. Well. So yeah, when you do a check, that has to be blind. You just
Where
roll
was
in there and
perception?
you cover up the results. And pass
It was
to
on
me
the
and I get to
digital
see the
sheet, but I
result.
don't know
So
how
I just
where
roll
it is
it
on
in there
this.
and then... Like,
I just wrote it in.
hang on.
Yeah. And then yeah.
So I have the
way?
rote ability, which means that I re-roll all failures at least once.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
So I guess you'll have to...
Yeah. That's fine. That's that.
Then
Okay.
hand me all the dice I need to re-roll.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, and then I can do the same thing again.
Oh, wit plus composure.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this doesn't work, then we can. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Good deal on that.
I could have had 3 more dice if I was holding a knife.
Am I rolling this as well?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, some of the abilities screw this up a bit.
If it doesn't work, then that's fine. I just like the tension that it builds because you don't actually know how well you've done.
You've just shaken all mine. Those are all 10s.
Okay. So,
Bear in mind, in WAD, anything that's a 10 gets re-rolled.
none of those were 10s, and none of yours were 10s either.
So no one rolled a 10.
No one rolled a 10. But it's a very easy check to see if everyone is exactly like or very similar to, and no. Chet almost stands out in, while the houses are uniform, there is a bit more of an eclectic mix of people with regards to styles and clothing. Ethnicity, probably almost exclusively white.
Checks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not seeing. It's the middle of the day. But yeah, there's a mum. There's like a mum with a pram. So there's probably a few children here, although they're going to be at a school somewhere. But no, they're not carbon copies, and they're certainly not dressed in a specific uniformed way.
Right.
So.
So I moved here about how do we say a couple of months.
Yeah, about a couple of months ago.
Moved here a couple of months ago. Bought one of the properties here. Well, part of my portfolio, and I've liked it so much I decided to make it my home. But I came here from Jericho not long ago.
What did you say your name was? Chet. Chet what?
I forgot what his surname. When I clicked for his
You
surname.
said
Yeah.
that's
you
good.
give a surname.
I give a surname.
Just elemental.
Chet's surname.
I keep wanting to go Chet Bradley, but that would get confusing.
It's fine.
I have never for one moment thought that your name is actually Bradley. That's really weird to me now.
It's
Somehow.
not.
Is it just Brad?
It is just Brad, yeah.
There you go.
So
Still too close though.
That would have been disquieting for me if that had been true.
I look up Chet's surname in the old computer and see what I find.
He's definitely a real person. As
Good starting point.
As with regards to how
he exists on the internet.
He exists
on the internet.
I mean, I guess
number.
describe your online presence. Are you quite an active user, or is it more?
There's a bit of gram going on.
That's a lot of
It's
boat
like
shoes.
4th of July barbecue, and it's still like you, flip-flop feet, and a dog, and some sausages cooking. That kind of.
Yeah, there's there are some things like him a couple of years ago partying with some people of a similar age and a similar look on a boat.
Yeah.
I've never met a living stock photo before.
Yeah. You got a Tinder profile. It's one picture, and it's you holding a fish.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
It's him on the boat, driving the boat, probably insinuating.
He is
that
wearing the captain's hat.
Yes, insinuating he owns that
What's
boat.
your... You picked the worst possible chat and my favourite chat you could have possibly picked.
Just wait. You might. Could I ask Brad to do a computer roll?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is this to see how deep?
Yeah.
What other information he pulls?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
If you're willing to give me free reign on this, or you're more than welcome to take it yourself.
No,
I'm 9.
9. Nice.
He is very. Yeah. So if you're doing a deep dive, then absolutely.
Only 2. Only 2.
Still a success, or 2 successes.
2 successes, yeah. A lot of 7s. But yeah, 2 successes.
So I think you'd get that he went to a reasonably well-regarded university.
Ivy League or?
Yeah.
Parents have money, privileged, makes sense. Boat shoes.
Are you doing this in the RV or from like
in the RV? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So we're just
Not a
outside.
Not a bad person, but fine. Does he recognize his? No, he doesn't. Oh dear. No donations to the Republican Party, though, so good on him.
Actually.
No, because he likes his money too much.
It's one of those.
It's like, no, don't donate to the Republican. He doesn't make enough money to need to donate to the Republican Party to guarantee that he keeps his taxes low.
Actually.
His parents might. His parents do. That's not on his fault. Since the father and all that, he's got time.
What do you do?
I work for an investment company.
Why?
Yes, contract negotiation, that kind of thing.
What's in that?
You'll need to say that again with less accent.
And that is an in and out of character.
Yes.
Is there much in that?
It's quite nice. Yeah, there's a modest amount. And you go to close his sports car in the parking lot over there.
Family around here?
I open it.
Just off the forecourt, I guess I'll just get a new one.
Family around here?
No. Well, Jericho.
Why'd you pick Pleasantville?
Oh, it's just a nice, quaint little town to get away from it all.
Why, retired?
No, I'm not retired. Just, some peace and quiet.
Do I find, when I'm going through, do I find any evidence of like a mental breakdown, an incident at work, anything remotely related to that? Because he's in the middle of nowhere. I'm an investment guy, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere. This seems weird. Anything like that?
No.
Just a weird guy. Right?
And you worked with the Bureau before?
No, not at all.
So how did you find out about us?
Well, the HOA put together a sort of small investigation about what was going on here, and we reached out to the authorities to try and figure out, try and get someone to come and look at the problem.
The sheriff, cops around here?
Too small.
No, we're
So the nearest one is going to be
is
X number. Is it Jericho is going to be the...
Jericho or actually way more likely Amarillo.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, there's in the middle of nowhere. Mayor probably takes care of it.
Is this like an unincorporated town then that has no like?
It is probably.
So, it was originally so.
So like Gold Rush or something.
Yeah. So originally it was done as a gold rush, but they found that the spring that runs down here is actually under a geothermal vent. So it's actually, rather than it being cool, refreshing water, it's actually quite warm. And then it turned into somewhere that people will go for spring break. Not massively so. And there used to be there used to be a factory nearby that that a lot of the townspeople would go to, but as that's recently closed down, and so they're much more reliant on tourism, and they've clearly redesigned it towards the
Americana sort of kitsch aesthetic of trying to draw people in.
Yeah, a combination of that, a slightly higher class bit with regards to like the spa relaxation kind of thing. So they've tried to keep Main Street with some of the spring break bars, but at the back you've got like a higher tier, like higher class kind of people that they're trying to attract. It's kind of like a picturesque village that's trying to hang on with a combination of tourism from
there's going to be
so many different places.
There's going to be like a police department in Amarillo, but it's going to be like one sheriff serving 8 or 9 towns or something in around here. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, crime is actually relatively low. During spring break, there'd be like volunteer police officers that will help police the town. But beyond that, it's
mostly disputes about people's edges and cutting down edges that don't belong to them and that kind of thing.
They don't give any hedges. We're in Texas.
Yeah.
Right, shall we go see this swing?
Yes, it's just over this way.
All right, let's go see.
So he leads you through. Hold on. Let me do that. So, kind of that kind of level of picturesque is how I'm imagining that. But.
Do you know how much water it takes to keep that grass alive?
Yeah.
Chet chooses not to hear that. He's too busy giving you the tour.
In the
even though you're
deserts,
not
in the
listening.
mountains, in summer.
Even with the spring, this is excessive.
And then.
Very proud of our trees, and we've got.
So-
We pride ourselves on keeping a
Oh,
very
you can't
uniform
see anything,
front
okay.
flower bed,
Hold on.
where they've got 2 box trees and a shrubbery between them. Every
Like, I don't know what Riddle's sort of. Obviously, I think we got a little bit of a view of Riddle's view of extreme wealth.
Yeah.
I think Lucas truly grew up in the worst back end of Merseyside, kind of, went through
So,
the roughest comprehensive school, that kind of thing. So it's got to be you on this one.
Yeah.
weirdly difficult to try to match the aesthetic that I wanted that also had a swing in it. So
Yeah.
imagine that this kind of play park has a swing in it.
Right.
So as you approach the play park, it is markedly quiet. There is no one in there, and around the entire edge of the park are little crucifixes, almost in a kind of warding off kind of not like
It's been sealed off.
Not officially, no, but people have their silly little superstitions.
What?
Do we have like police tape in the RV, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I think I might go and grab a roll of that and just walk the perimeter.
I pulled the drone out and just give
Yeah.
an aerial.
As I walk around, can I investigate the perimeter to see if anything other than the crucifixes, if there's any weirdness going on like around the outside of it before we step in?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can either make an open perception check,
Yep.
or an occult check, depending on what you're looking for.
Okay, so I think hold that thought a second.
Mm-hmm.
The church stands here.
No, I'm hoping to get one built soon.
Right.
Wait,
But-
why are you hoping to build a church? Isn't that usually like a pastor or priest or rabbi or pick a denomination and pick their leader?
Well, we've got no spiritual person, spiritual leader within the town, and I think it would really help grow the town.
Was there ever been a church here?
I'm not sure.
The museum. I was on the plans. They might be a good place to visit. Although they are apparently religious because there's quite a lot of crucifixes around here.
I'm gonna go for occult.
Occult.
While he's doing that, I have what is it called? Eye for the strange. May I also do a perception check to determine whether or not this is a supernatural thing in general, isn't the crucifixes?
Yep, you can. Chet, would you like to make a...
3 successes.
Cool. Would you like to make a check of any description? As this is not your first time here, if it's a general perception, then you can roll with advantage. No, that's not a thing. You'll roll with a +2 bonus, as in 2 extra dice.
Okay, do you want this a blind one or?
No, because you've already seen it before, so you'll know if you've spotted...
I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, exactly. It's more... The blind ones will be if you're entering a room or you're keeping watch for something that you don't know is there.
Yeah.
6 successes.
6 successes, okay. You had 3, right?
1, 2, 3.
2 successes.
2
I had
successes.
3 explosions.
Okay.
I had 1.
So, I'll start with the lowest and then work up. So, your general perception, confirms that no one has been here since you originally checked this place out. No more crucifixes have been added. No one has entered or even though it's not officially been sealed off, no one in the town is even going near it. 3 was for general occult.
Yeah. Is it actively swinging as we look at it?
Yes.
How hard?
As
As if one was putting a child on it?
Slightly less than that. It's kind of like maybe 10 degrees each way, like a.
Like too much to be the wind.
Yes, too much to be the wind. Not quite enough for a person to be sat on it. It also seems to. It's also rocking slightly back and forth.
So there's processional movement as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then for the occult, what was it you were checking for? Was it the perimeter, or was that yours, the crucifix?
That was mine.
Yours was the crucifix.
Mine was go around the perimeter, certainly checking like the crucifixes, but also checking for any other signs of like weirdness or.
Yeah. So, it's definitely odd that there seems to be no. Viewable physical stimulus that's causing this swing to move in the way that it is.
Could be a magnetic anomaly like the ones on the bolts.
That's a reasonable hypothesis.
Do we have a magnetometer as part of our kit?
Is that this one?
I mean, you've got a compass, but what would a magnetometer do? Sorry.
It would measure like the Gauss of the magnetic field.
I don't see why not. You've got time to prepare, so yeah, I'd say it would.
This one, yeah.
Magnetometer. Just so that I know what.
A Gauss meter or magnetometer. Yeah. You can get them on Amazon. They're relatively.
No, I don't want that.
It's when you can get them on Temu. That's
it's like 140 quid. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just look at it and it's clearly one from Amazon, and I just give Riddle a really knowing look that this was built by Amazon.
So,
that's not the problem. They lose money on the things they sell in their shop. They make most of their money on their AWS stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it works on a
That's
similar
genuinely
principle
true.
as a compass. Cool. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So. You get some odd spiking readings.
Yeah.
Not ones that correlate with the movement, but something is definitely disrupting what should be a normal magnetic field.
Cool.
With regards to the there is definitely something off about the place from an occult point of view, but there is insufficient evidence to make any kind of further judgment. And then on to the lovely 6.
Yeah.
And so specifically the crucifixes, they are occult in the sense that in the sense that they're a Christian object. They themselves don't seem to have any supernatural properties beyond anyone who puts belief or faith into it.
Point of clarification: are they crosses or crucifixes?
Sorry, they're being shown without Jesus on them.
So
the crosses. Sorry, yes. But I wanted to differentiate between like an X.
I got you.
So yes.
Yeah.
So it's not Catholic. That's good.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, we got that talk later.
What was the thing that allowed you to add extra dice?
I for the strange, which lets me add 2 extra dice if they are occult things, which will go down by 1 because explode.
The crucifixes are not imbued with any particular power that you can see. However, given that they are on the boundary line of the park itself is supernatural in some way.
Cool.
Anything ever happen here?
How much do I know?
That's a very good question.
Like I would have asked, why are the children not using the park?
So the general
Why all the crosses in front of it?
So the belief in the townsfolk is that it is haunted. and they originally wanted an exorcism. While that was what they originally wanted, as far as you're aware, no one's actually come out to perform an exorcism. Because in your view, it's not going to do anything. They put them there because they're a deeply religious community, and they're attempting to ward off whatever.
Then why don't they have a church?
We need to ask them.
That's a question we need to
That
ask.
is a very weird thing. People religious but no church. Which means there is a church and it's probably underground and they're all occultists and scary juju happens.
So
Hey, this is a nice town.
yeah,
You are just moved here.
It will be a nice town.
That sounds like a threat.
Can be.
Could be a threat. Putin said this will be a nice part of Russia. That went well for him.
Can
Man just lacked vision.
you make me a resolve and composure check, please? Check.
I'm going to find some shit on jet sleep.
Ooh, that's an exploding 10. 1 success.
Okay, so you vaguely remember people. There was an accident or something that happened here. You weren't really paying that much attention. You know the community was upset about it, and this is while the park was actively used. It was shortly after you moved into the town, so you hadn't really got a good lay of the land at that stage. Something there that upset the locals. Based on previous conversations that we've had out of character, I would say you weren't paying enough attention to that bit for...
I mean, I was probably back and forth between here and Jericho quite a lot at that point.
Yeah. So something happened here that upset the villagers, but what exactly it was, you don't specifically know.
Okay, so I will say that. People just think it's haunted. Something happened when I was relatively new to the area. I was unfortunately out of town, so I never quite.
You arrived before the swings thing started happening, or after?
Before.
But before.
And how long ago was that?
2 months, 3 months.
Yeah. So the
Something like that.
So the swing thing happened about a month ago.
So it's a relatively recent addition to the town.
The others were wanting to get an exorcism done, which honestly is a bit of a foolish idea.
Good luck. The church is very strict on what they will send out priests for.
Somewhere between, probably about a month ago.
So I suggested, reach out to, some sort of governmental body that would have some kind of specialty on this kind of thing, and here we are.
Is there a mayor of this place, or is he just head of the HOA?
Do we have a mayor?
There's a mayor.
Oh yes, we have a mayor. He's
Hold on.
We should go to the town hall and speak to
that's
him.
right.
And the museum
Go
is
see the
there.
museum anyway.
It's the same thing.
I've not actually been to the museum yet.
This is likely to be completely flavour and nothing actually important, but in Lucas's little paranoid headspace, because of all the magnet stuff that happened in the last time
Was
we
the
went
big
on
band of the
expedition.
boat the Insane Clown Posse?
Fucking magnets. How do they work? Lucas has specifically replaced the steel gun he had with a polycarbonate one, and steel jacketed rounds with copper jacketed rounds.
Very cool. Because they're non-magnetic.
Because I'm non-magnetic.
Just to confirm, that was why. Yeah.
Oh, precisely. That's why. Yeah.
So yeah, that's fine. Unlike before, anything that you do have that is magnetic doesn't seem to really be being
It's not
pulled.
spiking.
Yeah.
It's not like
It's not being. Something is just disrupting enough for a sensor to pick it up, not enough for you to notice that metal's being pulled in a particular
Are birds
direction.
avoiding the play park?
That is a brilliant question. There are no animals of any description, any kind within the play park, and there are no birds overhead. There are birds within the town, but there are none overhead.
They're none over the top.
And The mayor, I don't know who asked that, but Jeremiah Lewison.
I'm going to speak to Jeremiah.
I look at all the play parks, like equipment and things, and the swings and everything. There's not a single bird dropping on anything, is there?
No.
That's what I was wondering.
No. There is a...
When was the last time I rained here?
It's been a while, I think.
Yeah, you're in the height of summer. I don't...
August in Texas, yeah, it's not good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, God.
I'm not sure. I've been out.
I don't know.
I've been out in Jericho.
Texas is drought last year, about a month and a half.
Sure.
It's dry. There's
Near a mountain though.
So the reason I ask is specifically, rain would presumably wash away bird droppings to some degree. Does it look like, if the drought has been going on that long, does it look like
These are such good questions.
it has rained? Does it look like birds have laid any droppings on this thing since the swinging started? Would you like some kind of check?
Probably you can eat. What have we got? Is there a? Is there a survival one?
There is a survival.
Is there? Cool.
It's
physical survival.
Physical. That's more like.
Yeah, it is.
Like sort of surviving in the wild.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be an investigation check. I think.
Okay.
Which will be intelligence using for that. Minus. You're going to have minus 1 while you're outside the park, because you're trying to look in at quite a small detail.
That's still my best. By the way.
Perfect.
That's 1, 2. What's that? That's 4. 2 successes.
So, the degradation of bird droppings isn't something that you can teach. It's just something that you learn through life. And you get the
Would this count as crime scene investigation?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Because I have 8 again on crime scene investigation.
No, because while something is odd, it's not really a crime scene. You get the impression, and you're reasonably confident as much as you can be while looking at the distance that you are for such small details. But no, birds have not been here since the swinging started.
And what about in the area, like the pathway that surrounds the fence that goes around the outside?
Oh yeah, there's
Is
some
it like a
signs.
clean delineation?
It's more so. There's a clean delineation on the inside, and then it slowly
Gets more and more. So on the pathway,
it's like animals don't like going near there, but they will occasionally.
Sure.
Inside is a big no. Around the fence, occasionally. Then as you get further away, they get more comfortable.
Sure. Have we got anything like an EMF reader or something?
Probably in the truck.
In the truck.
Can go get one.
I have a question. Remind me, how do the specialties work? Is it a case of just a +1 dice, or?
Usually the specialty, I think it says, but I think it's a +1 usually, unless it says otherwise.
It's in the. It explains it quite well in one of the merits. Let me find it. Yeah, so is that with relation to asset skills as well?
Oh, just mental, physical, social skills was what I was thinking.
Fair. Okay, so specialities are a thing or an option you can get for asset skills, which are a thing that would get marked by whatever. And you get a +1 if that specialty applies. So, for example, I have specialties in occult, conspiracy theory, and CSI investigation.
Yeah, I figured that was probably the case. I just wanted to double check, because when you mentioned the 8s again, I was like,
Sorry, 9 again. I've got. Yeah.
9 again.
That's from professional training. Yeah.
Yeah, the specific specialties will give you a +1 dice, unless it says otherwise. But I don't. offhand, I can't think of any that give more than +1 on their own.
Okay. Can I speak to Lewis in the museum then?
You are. I'm happy to hand wave that you've got an EMF meter with you as well.
Anything
That's
popping up on that?
unbelievable.
No. Weirdly, it's not spiking. The two do not appear to be linked.
That's very interesting.
Magnetic, but not electric.
Yes.
It's very curious. And my battery isn't running, even though I brought 18 spares this time. It felt appropriate.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Come back here later.
Right.
Cool.
I'll I've crime scene taped around the perimeter just to.
That's fine. So we're going to go back there. Have I got something slightly more upbeat? I can continue. Yes. There we go. Just waiting for that to load up, and then right. Kick in a second. Right, you're back onto Main Street.
Shit.
Yes.
Jesus.
Where are we going? Where's the?
It's just up this way.
Right, thanks. Anything we should know about this mayor, or anything about the museum, or we're in your capable hands?
He's a pleasant enough fellow. Not been into the museum yet myself.
It'd be an adventure for you too, then. It sounds like a good time.
So you off to see the mayor in the town hall type thing. Okay, so I'm going to apologise in advance for the American accent, but I'm going to attempt one anyway.
No worries. To learn.
So, yeah, exactly.
I'm doing bad Russian, and probably will continue to do bad Russian for the rest of it.
I'm attempting to be kind of.
Well, bad
Fancy
You've got the
American.
vibe rather than that. Yeah.
I've been trying to do the subtle thing as well. And it's not working, so
So the town hall's a relatively modest building. It's definitely the largest of the commercial buildings.
This one.
It's
got
with a flag
on
on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it appears that it's got a space where you could probably fit people like most of the town for like community meetings and things like that. And then a section that kind of has a brief like round the outside, like on the inside but round the outer walls and stuff is a kind of like displays of the creation of the town and its history. So during the day people can wander around it, but it won't impact the actual use of the facility if you want to have town hall meetings or something like that.
Got you.
So but yeah,
So the museum is kind of 2D on the walls of a
yes,
different room.
yes. Relatively tall and like little bit chubby, but not massively overweight. A man greets you and he goes, "Howdy, gentlemen. Welcome to our pleasant little town. How can I help y'all?"
I want. Sorry. That you're a lot.
You know it, stranger.
Holy. Right.
Until then.
Right. Okay.
Fucking
Well, we're here from the bureau.
Fallout New Vegas, did you call that? Our character.
We're here from the bureau to investigate your little swing issue. We want to know everything you know about it.
Oh, in the play park.
That's the one, yes. Apologies, my accent is quite thick.
We just leave that area alone now. It's just straight up not worth visiting anymore.
So you got a law enforcement connection, a sheriff deputy comes round?
Nothing illegal happening in that park, sir.
That's fine, I just want to get copies of all crime scene reports from the say last 20 years from around here.
Crime? You will find that this is a most pleasant area, sir.
Can I roll intimidation?
You can.
I just wish for him to stop. Like, Lucas deeply wishes for him to stop talking and do what he says so he can intimidate.
Is this a power one?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's
and presence, yes.
Yeah, presence.
Oh, baby. 4 successes out of 5.
Okay, hold on. No. Okay. And what was your request, sorry?
It was 99983. Crime scene reports from anywhere in the town for the last 20 years. Just go and talk to the sheriff.
Sheriff ain't here, sir. I can get him on the blower. He'll be through in about a couple of hours.
Fine.
Right, that's fine. We'd like to know the history of the town and the area that you're in. We also are very curious as to why a church, let's be honest, a place in Texas does not have a church.
Which would you like me to answer first, sir?
Start with the easiest one. Why does this place not have a church? It's very curious.
Well,
I've heard everywhere in Texas, the first thing they build is a church and then they barbecue. In that order.
well, actually, this fine establishment here used to be the church, but we had to requisition it for the other community affairs. And now what it is that we do is praise him. And then I believe you were asking about the history of the place, sir.
I'm okay. Never mind. We need to confer with
thing
our...
we
Yeah,
talked
the
about
thing.
outside.
Let's go. Chet, thank you for your time.
I'm
And
holding my emotional support knife.
yeah, I've seen that and gone. All right. Yep. We'll come back and talk in a minute. We need to go back into our hotel. We've realized we've been driving for hours and it feels like days. Come.
Let me come with you.
Yeah, we get to turn outside again.
What do you worship here exactly? What?
You've been along 20 of the little...
I worship God Almighty.
All right, that's good. That's relatively normal and sane-ish.
What was that about?
I mean, presumably they're talking about God Almighty.
No.
No.
No, I didn't even believe that myself. That was weird.
You said you've been here 2 months.
Commuting in and out, yes.
You're just here to buy property, raise prices, and leave.
How dare you?
Pin you exactly? Yes, I know. Can we go back to... We know you are not whatever that nonsense is. Let's go back to the trailer and we'll have a discussion.
Have I noticed anything like that before? They'll praise him before.
No.
And you have raised the issue of getting a church again before, presumably.
They were very keen on the idea. You have not seen any odd, sudden, glazed over praise him. You've not seen any of that. You have had the sense while you have been here, as we've discussed, that the town is hiding something, but you have not. You've not been able to discover what that is. Even when you follow people, you've not seen them do anything that you can tell is out of the ordinary.
Yeah, this is out of character. This is why I pushed to bring in an outside agency to investigate and find out what the secret is.
Where's the bar in this place?
There are 2 bars, good sir. So if I go,
Because this place is sneaky. I wonder if they will have a vodka.
is the music?
Probably not.
Is the music still
Yeah,
running?
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a...
Oh no! Hold on. Ignore that picture. There we go. Let's go to this picture. Nope. You want the... I should click on it so I can see it first. There we go.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay.
So you've got the James Grill. Is that a...
So if you're looking for a pub, you've got the Thirsty Lizard, or you've got the Brew House.
What about the Los Ojos restaurant and saloon?
Yeah, that will also sell drinks. That also does food.
What's the sort of tourist trap kind of one?
Oh, there are 2 lizards.
Is it the Eyes restaurant and saloon?
So probably the Los Ojos restaurant and saloon is quite like touristy, I'd say. The reason for the lizard part that you would have worked out, Chet, if you probably would. The place used to be called Lizard Springs
Instead of Pleasantville.
Yes, and they renamed themselves.
I'm rolling so many successes while I'm putting my dice down. Stop it. Later.
Right.
Fucking hell.
Let's
right.
go get the drink. Well, we can go to the general store and just get some booze from there, as long as it's
I'm
not
not
dry
looking for a
counted.
drink.
What are you looking for?
Information.
I
Yeah.
want the local
Yeah.
bar then.
Yeah. Yeah, walk in. I'm guessing it is every bar interior from every TV show ever.
Which one? Sorry.
Everyone knows your name.
Thirsty Liz.
I was going to say the Brew House or the Thirsty Lizard. That might be the more touristy one.
This
So the Thirsty Lizard is that's definitely more of a party bar.
right.
Right. Okay.
And then the Brew House is more like the working pub.
I was
Like
saying Brew House.
that's
start
more
with-
like for
Okay.
locals.
Yeah.
Okay, let's sit there then.
Brew House. I just walk in, hold a.
So
20 up in the air and.
I'm only gonna. This is irrelevant to the entire story, but it was something that amused me. So PVB is the name of the resin chemical that the factory used to produce, and PV stands for Pleasantville. So it's Pleasantville
PV.
Brew House, but the initials are
PVB.
PVB because it came up at the same time.
That was a question I forgot to ask. They made resin.
Yeah, there was a factory. I've forgotten exactly what it is, but it's a factory manufacturing place. Polyvinyl butyral, among other things.
So regular.
Yeah.
Regular kind of stuff.
Like an industrial factory.
Yeah, it looked by Riddle's investigations to be legit, and that was what they're actually.
Yeah.
producing.
The only reason it closed down was the manufacturer moved overseas, and,
Right.
and so the place shut down. So,
Okay.
so it's the middle of the day. So it's not particularly busy. It is open. It's probably one person kind of sipping a drink in the
So
corner.
it's like a barfly and a bartender.
Yeah.
That's precisely what I wanted, because someone who's drinking at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday
Yeah.
is someone who's not likely to be involved with religion.
Cool.
Signal to the bartender, like 4 or whatever, and then
4.
What vodka?
bartender.
Ah.
For the
Oh
barfly.
yeah.
Chet, you have them.
I'll have a white wine spritzer, please.
Just with a due sense of exhaustion and dread,
There's no way they have that.
I'll order 2 Bud
Soda
Lights,
water.
a vodka, and a white wine. We got 2. Around here, we got 2 kinds of wine. We got red or white. Yeah.
There is you see part of his life leave his eyes.
Yeah, fair enough.
As perhaps this is not the first time that drink has been ordered for a certain gentleman in
Yeah,
the
that's
party. So
I'm trying to think of the most Czech drink I could do.
That is
other than-
definitely the most Chet drink you could have thought
Thank
of.
you. I mean, the other thing would be a wine cooler, right?
Or Zima.
it might be. Yeah. Because you bought a drink for the guy at
It's
the
like
bar.
a grown-ass
right?
man
So,
drinking Smirnoff Ice.
appreciated, sir.
How's it going?
Like, to appreciate the dig.
No, sorry, I missed it.
This is like a grown-ass man drinking Smirnoff Ice.
Nothing wrong with that. So,
I myself am known to, on New Year's Eve and New Year's Eve, only indulge in a wide variety of colours of WKD.
yes, it was an appropriate
The
time.
closest what a man can get to alchemy and to hell.
Yeah. I appreciate it, sir.
I'll sort of flash badge, but not be too specific about the details on it. It's sent by the Bureau to investigate your issues going on.
Issues, sir?
Swing.
Oh, that old thing. Need
You
a
wanna think
priest, not an agency.
You worshipful sort of town?
Oh, yes, sir. We certainly believe, praise him. And pretty regular like as well.
And him being God's. What's denomination here around here?
What? Of course it is,
Presbyterian, or is it? Do they give it a real denomination.
No, it's as if the name has escaped him.
Tip of his tongue.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? The name escapes me, sir, but he will be here soon.
Oh, when's that?
I'm getting nervous. I don't like
I'm
this.
chambering rounds.
Like, oh, here come here soon, William.
When the day of Vestitas is upon us.
Sorry, was that the Latin word vestitas?
Possibly Vastitas.
That's a different word than I thought it was.
Okay. Vestitas.
Is there a check we could...
And I go straight into a smartphone.
Could I also have a dictaphone and I'm recording these conversations like interviews?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it will be an occult check. See if you recognise that.
I'm going to do this untrained, which is a -3, so I'm doing a chance dice.
Yeah, probably intelligence.
Success.
So, intelligence occult.
One success.
One success.
One success untrained.
There you go. I'm just gonna
Nice.
actually-
On a chance dice. So if
it
I roll
has
a
to be
1,
10,
we've
doesn't
been
it?
fucked.
Yeah. Oh, no. No, you're right, because if it's a 1, it's bad. Yeah.
3 successes.
Okay. Appears to be a Latin derivative. Quite possibly the word desolation.
Oh, and what's bringing that about then?
And then he'll turn and he'll say, what would you say? You must believe to understand.
I bet we do. I think we need to go confer in our...
I agree. Does the bartender look even slightly perturbed by this?
It's as if you two are having a normal conversation. It's as if he either doesn't hear or doesn't acknowledge that.
When did you first hear about Day of Vastisas, etc.?
Well, all my life, sir. And at this point, he's turned back into his regular cadence. It's as if the question hasn't been quite understood, or.
Could go and get me back.
I heard that, when we're walking back, I heard of something like this, like deprogramming kind of things, when they just like try and, certain key phrases enter into subconscious for like sleeper agents, that kind of thing.
The Maminsk Protocol. Yeah, 82.
Not one I've heard of. It was more talking about the protocols they used on Mark Zuckerberg when he did the weird blinky eye thing.
When he forgot how to drink.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was very weird.
Some kind of cerebellum damage, presumably.
Yeah. Let's get back to the van. You can.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm walking with you. I'm just.
You sure you want to live here?
I wouldn't. I mean, I don't really have a choice into this whole nonsense.
There was one other thing I wanted to do before before we left the museum. I just got to do it.
Okay.
Is there any maps of the area, sort of like a skim round the outside, like possibly while we were waiting for the mayor, to see what might have stood on the spot where the play park now is, or if land use has changed in any significant way?
So if you're doing no, it was either grassland or it was park. As far as you can tell, there was nothing before that. It's certainly not like a burial ground or anything like that. Like just
For sure.
It is interesting that in the pictures of the church was not the town hall. The church stood next to the town hall. And
What was the town hall?
So the town hall is where it has and always where it is and always has been. The church was built next to it, but is distinctly not there now.
Where was it?
As in right
it was
here?
Yeah,
The empty place?
yeah.
It was in the empty lot.
Yep.
And what is there now?
You'd have to go there, and it looked like it was empty, like just either grass or tarmac. I suppose as you'd head out, because it's right next to it. can I please have a resolve composure check?
Can.
Everyone?
Anyone who is looking to see what is there where the church would have been.
I did specify that I'm holding my emotional support knife.
Yes.
And therefore I can use weaponry
Yes.
instead.
Yeah.
That's an explosion. That's an explosion as well. That's another success. Fuck me, that was good. 5 successes.
Cool.
That's a critical success.
3
Yeah.
successes.
2 successes.
Okay, so there is so you can see that there is and isn't a car park there. When you look at first glance, that's what it is. It's a car park. When you look closer, there are charred wooden remains
Of a burned church.
of a burned church. The church has burned down
I'm going to pull
within.
out a phone, a camera, and... Sorry, probably if I've got an actual camera, take photos of the lot to compare to you
Yes.
later from what I'm seeing.
Looking at it, it probably burnt down 1 to 2 months ago. You are unsure why. You don't remember it burning down, nor have you don't remember why you've not seen that the church is now noticeably not here until now. It's as if it's always been in your peripheral and you've just not noticed it. But now that someone's pointed it out, it's really obvious that the church burned down. But you...
So they can see that the church has burned down when I point it out? Or-
Yes. Yeah. Once this point... Once you say, oh, that's weird, like you look at the picture and you go, there should be a church next to this building, and you come out and you look.
Lads, can you see that?
Which is a car park.
There's a
Can I
burned
with
building.
three?
Yeah. So you can
Oh.
all so because you've got the successes, you can see that there are charred remains, especially once it's pointed out.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to
Yes.
point it out
Yeah.
before I went,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah,
I
right.
With
don't
your
know.
critical success, it's almost definitely the burned remains of a church.
Yeah.
So
And it looks like the building that was in the photo.
yes.
If I look at the photo,
Mhm.
not the place,
Yeah.
what does it show?
It shows that the church is there. Look.
No, the photo I just took.
Oh, the photo you just took. Oh, that's...
And I'll do it with video as well on the phone.
Can I have another resolve and composure check, but with a +2 because of your critical success?
My resolve composure is not actually very good. I rolled...
But you've got your emotional support knife.
I have
You've
most...
got your
That
emotional
makes a
support
difference, and also the fact I rolled 008 on my
Ooh.
on my 3 of my 5 dice, 3 or 4 dice off the bat. That's 1 success. That's more like it.
Okay, so it's still enough. You realise that you have to...
I have to concentrate.
It's like one of those optical illusion pictures. If you look at it just the right way, you can see the burned down remains of the church. If you aren't focusing, it looks like a parking lot or just a grassy verge. It's weird. If someone were to ask you afterwards what was there, you couldn't accurately describe it.
It's only while you're looking at it.
It's... Once you see it's a church, you can say, oh yeah, that's definitely a church, and you can hang on to that. If someone's asking you to describe what was there when you don't see the church, you end up with vague, nondescript.
But now we've all seen it, we all now always think it's a church there.
You have to concentrate. You're all aware. You don't forget.
Yeah.
But if you're looking... You're aware that there was a church
Gotcha.
there.
Yeah,
if you're looking for the charred remains, for example, or looking to see what is reflected in a picture, you have to concentrate to see what's really there.
We need to head back to the RV. I need
Send
to
that back to the agency.
Yes, I need to link up with the agency and figure out what's going on.
Step into my parlour. I'll open the door of the RV.
Shit tons
Thank
of
you very much.
weapons,
Oh,
tons of electronics,
Yeah.
just the most...
Like, because it's like your side and my side, and like put a piece of tape down the middle,
It's not
it's like 40 monitors and 60 guns.
There's good division here, and there's a good reason for it. There's a lot of electrostatic stuff over there. There's a lot of electronic stuff over here.
Is Riddle's side messy or clean, notably?
Messy.
In that case, mine is fastidiously clean. Yeah. I don't care which one, but it has to be the opposite.
Yeah. There's like throws, like cups.
Who put the tape down the middle?
I have a system. It was Riddle.
We
Riddle
were
put the
taking
tape.
7.5 hours.
I had 4 7-Elevens.
We stopped for Chinese takeout twice.
I wanted to see if it was different. And here in the UK, it's very different.
Best answer you could get.
It's very different. Panda Express is fucking terrible. It's a crime. You should be ashamed.
I don't own it.
You should be ashamed of it because you're American. As an American, I can say that. You can't. I
You can!
And now a word from our sponsors.
Panda Express. Not anymore.
Taco Bell.
I am 12.5% sure that Panda Express is fucking vile.
It is.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
You need to throw up but can't afford Ipecac.
Oh!
Anyway,
Because
sorry.
Ipecac is a medication and this is America.
Oof.
Where anything but medication is cheaper. Anyway, let's...
We'll put up a data link to the agency,
Yep.
send them the photo through. I will send all the dictaphone recordings I've made as well. That includes all the conversation we had with Chet right from the beginning, the conversation in the bar, the conversation in the town hall. All the EMF readings, all of the Gauss meter readings we took, any photos I've taken at the scene.
Do you listen back to any of the recordings before?
Yes.
Anywhere there's
None
like
of them are reflective of the conversations that you've had. All you can hear is in a new, deeper voice are the words whispered over and over again, praise him.
Is that replacing the recordings?
Yeah, when you there's not your voice, there's not whoever you were interviewing, there's just the words like praise him.
Is that even when they were speaking to me, who is in theory not indoctrinated, I assume indoctrinated?
Yeah, the ones between you and these are not.
So it's only when we spoke to the people in the bar and the people.
Yes.
This is very weird stuff. There's some kind of
Yeah,
method.
I'm not going to do it because it might be slightly triggering, but it's the words praise him whispered over and over again. So
There is some kind of advanced mimetic here.
it is for the same duration as whatever the conversation took place. So once it reaches the end of that, if it's an analog, it'll switch to just blank recording. If it's digital, the recording ends, depending on your method.
I bet he has analog and I have digital. It's kind of a thing because that we would capture both types.
Almost definitely.
Right. If I send this to them, they're gonna freak out or just tell us to nuke the place.
Okay.
I'm off that.
I don't want to kill 100 people.
I'd like to not damage the buildings.
You hurt me. And make me think about doing things that got me in this position in the first place.
Moving on.
Should we pull out the Social Security website? Start going this later. Save tab for later. There's 100 tabs.
So I'm gonna choose that Chet doesn't notice the his own social security tab.
That's great. How are you going to make a decision here?
So,
But with that, you'd probably actually know that he's got 5 dots in resources.
Ooh.
Wow. So that's 10 million income a year or something, isn't it?
It is 50 million in disposable
assets.
Sorry, no, it's 5 million worth of assets and $50,000 a month.
Yeah. Neat.
after you upload everything to the agency, you'll get a response back saying continue to follow up with investigations. Have any of the townsfolk said who they're praising?
They've only specified him. Am I right in saying that?
Yes.
Only specified
But they
him,
did
they're
refer
waiting
to
for the Day of Desolation.
Yes.
Vestas.
So, Vestas.
Can we investigate that a bit more now that we've got...
Sorry. Vastitas.
How do you spell that?
Vastitas.
Vastitas?
Vastitas, yeah.
Vastitas, apparently, is how it's pronounced.
Vastitas.
There we go. I've got to get it in the right because it's weird. It's almost Italian in its pronunciation. So, either desolation or something like the wasting might be a ritual of some description. Recommended disrupt or stop, but without further. There's no further information without knowing who they're worshipping / praising.
I would like to get on the phone, but call into the Amarillo Police Department.
Yep.
And see if the mayor has sent them a call through to get the sheriff to send the crime records through.
He has not received such a call. He can send it through.
But yeah, let's get a skill rush put on that. Shall we?
Yeah. So.
Send him give him this email address and I give him this burner fine.
And bring hard copies as well.
So he'll email you a electronic copy.
Yeah.
How efficient is he going to be? Let's have a little look.
Can we use agency clout to
Yeah, it was more how well staffed are they and things like that. So
the tack I would take with this in character is this is presumably like an officer from Amarillo Police Department who doesn't see a tremendous amount of action. So if he gets a call in from the feds and an invitation to work with the feds,
I love that. Yes.
So either you can work with us. You get a case with us, and this is something you can drink out on, or alternatively, this might be a promotion opportunity.
Yeah. So he will email you the copies, and he's asked if you want him on site.
I would say yes.
So he will be over in the next hour or so.
Unless Riddle has severe.
Yeah, I investigate him immediately. Before anyone else comes here.
He's a sheriff in a small town.
Small town sheriff.
Not very
racism.
Not very many civilian complaints, mainly because of the demographic. So
might be
inconclusive racism.
Racism.
Seems to be generally well liked.
He has about a 60% chance of being a nice guy. Google cops 40% for more details.
Doesn't have any investigations against him. Doesn't seem to have been investigated for anything.
Not been moved from
nothing
another
out of the ordinary. And crucially, he didn't used to live here.
He's never lived here. He's, according to his record, he's never killed anybody.
Wow, he's one of the good ones.
It's because it's a holiday town. You don't you don't make a lot of money if you.
So I'm just going to sit here about.
Sure thing. There's a cat behind you if you need emotional support.
That's why I'm here.
He's not a knife.
So the record.
I'm also not a scout psychopath.
Yeah.
So. You need an actual animal.
The crime is relatively low, primarily during spring break, where you get drunk and disorderly.
He'll do. Send him.
Yeah, there's. He's asked to investigate things on a relatively regular basis that turn out to be either minor disputes or just non-events.
I mean, it's
notably there have been 0 reports within the last 2 months.
Nothing
has been
no
reported.
drunk and disorderly, no domestic violence.
Nothing.
I want to go to the party bar, like the out-of-towner bar.
Yeah, sure thing.
And see if they are drinking Kool-Aid.
I can't believe they want us to investigate this thing without any else their help. Boots on the ground, my ass.
Out of character, I'm currently suspecting that the more we talk to people, that praise him is just being transmitted on the subconscious, and the more we talk to them, the more we'll start praising them.
Alternatively, the more we start to see.
I will
believe. You said you have to see to believe it or something?
You have to believe to see it. You have to believe in him to see him. I think because you were asking who it is you're worshipping.
I will get like in-ear headphones,
Okay.
and then I will try and. Because what frequency is the whispering coming in on? Because I can tell that from the digital recordings.
Ooh, do frequency analysis of the sound.
And then I can eliminate it on with the headphones.
That is such a good idea.
Chet's always got a Bluetooth earpiece in, by the way.
Of course
you're
he
the worst.
fucking is. Going to do something to you.
If you'd rolled better on the computer check, you'd have something really awful to hate him for.
Oh, God.
Chet.
I'm going to say 2,483 megahertz.
Megahertz.
Yes,
2,483 megahertz.
correct.
Hey,
What?
I don't even have. I don't know if I'd have equipment to.
When you do an analysis of the praise me, you can hear it. So it it makes no sense.
It makes no sense because human
But
hearing is 200 to 220,000 hertz. So
Yeah.
that is 2 billion hertz.
So when you put it through an electronic thing, say what is this coming at? It comes back at 2,483 megahertz.
I don't even.
I don't want to be that guy. You sure you got it right?
That's what it says. Like this, I'm not doing the equipment right. I did look up a tutorial on how to do this on YouTube, but at the same time, I do know what I'm doing and I can follow instructions. The problem is I can't actually cancel this out.
I'm going to get on the horns of the agency and see if they have any reports of ultra high frequency sound being a thing common to anomalies. If they have a database where we can cross-reference various things we learned, like magnetic but not electromagnetic, ultra-high frequency sound, like the word like vastitas, if we, anything we can cross-reference their database. It's warm, deadly.
So Loki is playing a scout now.
Not that they the frequency doesn't match with any specific known entity. In fact, weirdly, I mean they say, well, it's unlikely that you're hearing it at that frequency.
It's being transmitted
That is
telepathically or
or man-made. Like that is a manufactured sound. That's a broadcast frequency.
But I don't have any. I don't think headphones go that high.
If it's being broadcast, could you maybe triangulate the origin point?
So
Is that a thing? I've seen that in films.
I've got the satellite
can I have
dish.
an intelligence computer check?
Can I just say how much I enjoyed this phrase? I've seen that in films because that's such a wonderful justification for any modern game. That's what I appreciate about you.
I mean, I almost brought up MK Ultra, but I was trying to think, what's that film where MK Ultra features in it? Was that The Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yeah.
Okay, those two. Okay, so I need to keep track of these.
I've personally put no dots in a cult.
That's fair.
That's why I'm playing outside.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 successes.
Buddy.
This is my niche, and I got lots of.
Jesus! I mean, 5 is a critical.
So
Is it? Can I make a guess before?
Yeah.
Is it coming from a broadcast tower that would be attached to the top of a church that isn't there?
ooh, it is a broadcast range for wireless transmissions. So home routers will kick it out. Like Bluetooth kicks off of that. Like there are several different frequencies that broadcast on or very near that.
I know what I want to do. I'm going to call in a terrorist attack and have the electricity shut down in the area.
I can do that. I can do that.
I know you can.
Okay. So
Just cut the power grid.
Yeah.
Texas is the worst.
Texas is the worst place is the easiest place for a hacker to affect the grid as well.
Yes, exactly, because they're all disconnected from the rest of it.
So and then so you've shut down the power. What happens next? What do you guys do?
I want to see if there's still.
I'm just gonna sit in the RV and look outside and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So the problem is it's kind of the middle of the day, so
We would notice things like
Are there any electronic signs out?
yeah. So
they wouldn't turn on. They wouldn't be on this time.
let's
The
have a little
power
look.
does go off, presumably.
The power does go off. You see locals coming. They kind of gather near Main Street and kick up with a beer. Like everything's shut down. They can't do anything.
So it is the normal human behaviour of, oh well, can't do work, so let's.
It is precisely that. It's a lovely sunny day. They all get on with each other, so they'll
There's no
just...
AC on.
Shit. Can I send? I just want to send the drone out for a bit,
Yeah, sure
and
thing.
just like have it because it's probably got a microphone on it, a boom microphone they can hear. I want to send it over the village, like not the villagers, the townspeople, and just have it sit there for a second while it listens to their conversations and just go, and then just have it come back and then see what kind of recording it comes back with.
Yeah, sure thing.
Whilst you're doing that, I think Chet is going to go out and chat to them.
I was
Yeah,
going
that'll
to ask
work.
Chet to back me up actually and go and do the same.
While I'm in the RV.
Chet, you seem like a trophy hunter to me.
Trophy hunter?
Yeah, you ever shot a lion? I'll just hand him a gun. Do you know how to use this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him a gun and a holster just so he can keep it sort of out of sight under his neck.
Oh yeah, thanks, I've already got one.
Okay, so do you send up the drone right away?
I wait
We're
till
in
they go.
Texas.
Okay, good. Okay.
I wait till they go so that I can listen to their conversation, record it, and then hear if the sound is still playing. And while that's happening, because I can just set the drone and kind of forget it, I'll be trying to like jerry rig a bunch of headset sets to block out that particular frequency.
Wireless jamming technology is illegal.
It is funny that
Do you have any?
I have a lot. What kind of flavor?
So we'll do the real life conversation first. So, you've got the townfolk just.
Just being in the middle of a mob in a essentially a horror film set in small town America, where everyone is talking about praising someone. Being in the middle of a large crowd of people just makes my trigger fingers itchy. You know what I mean?
So they are. They're not whispering praise him over and over again. They're just They're just chatting the shit. They're coming up with different theories as to why the power's gone out. Could be
that bloke I spoke to in the bar.
Yep.
He out here?
Yeah, he's one of the first out there, still drinking hand. So.
How's it going, pal?
Howdy, sir.
Hey, you want to tell me any more about that Vastitas thing you were talking about?
As you say that, everyone in the group turns to you and in unison will say, praise him. And this
Good.
time, they don't go back to their regular conversation. They stand staring at you, waiting for your next response.
Cool.
I'm watching in the drone. Like, oh.
I will say out loud. Riddle, could you get my bag off the top shelf, please?
Oh.
And
heavy.
That message never comes through.
Oh shit!
Because
What
you're
you
getting...
hear over the radio is praise him.
Right.
But not in his voice, just in the same monotone. Yeah.
Do I see him? Do I see in the drone's camera? Do I see him talking though, and looking up at the drone?
Yeah. So the video is coming through absolutely fine.
Can I read his lips?
Can I also go tap on is our inter-team communications also doing the same thing?
So over any kind of proximity at this, they're fine until you mention that word. Once you mention that word,
That's fine.
Vestitas, Vestitas. Yeah, there we go.
I will. Yeah, I'm very much sort of in this position. Yeah. Oh no, your friend was just telling us about this earlier. You got any more information about that?
They'll just repeat, praise him.
Oh. And if I want to do that, how would I do it?
Ooh.
Drone whips around so we can get a good view of his face. I'm trying to figure out what the hell he's saying.
They all stare off in because you're standing.
Presumably
You've come,
on Main
so
Street.
they are staring kind of just
Towards
past
the
you
church.
just past you and Chet towards the park.
So he's in the park.
Praise him. But there's a
How is my
An
boy?
ascent to it.
yes.
How is my boy Chat looking?
So we'll have to decide. So you can still see if you've made any kind of symbols or anything like that to say get stuff down. Like if you've the comms at this stage have broken down between the two.
Yeah.
You're not hearing anything. Riddle's not able to get a message out, and anything you receive just says praise him.
Right.
I'm gonna say.
But you can see.
Cool. Well, be sure to circle back to that. Come on, chap. We're going back to the van.
Chet, is there anything you would like to do or say just while you're here?
He will say, okay, I'm going to describe this rather than actually saying it. He will say a lot of empty platitudes.
Okay.
The kind of generic stock photo pleasantries of, Martha, looking good.
You've been you've been running much lately. Yeah. Johnny, you been at the gym. Like, is it stuff that I get the impression that Chet is saying to say nothing, or is it that Chet is saying the things that a stock photo character would say?
Saying to say nothing.
Cool. Okay.
But there's nothing weird about Chet.
Yeah. No. Well, I don't know that. Well, I know that. Lucas doesn't know that.
No.
Although that does somewhat reassure me. Because you're not just saying praise him.
I'll send a message to the agency as well to say whole town is infected. It looks really bad here. We might have a cold situation or something worse. Please advise.
Okay. At this stage, you do not get a response back, not right away.
Do we get back to the RV?
Yeah. As you walk away, like once you disengage from that conversation, they just go back to chatting to each other as if you were never there.
Comms back on?
Comms come back on, yeah.
Do you get much of that?
All I got was praise him. That's all I got. The entire
Did you
time.
get video?
Yes.
Of me and them?
Looks really weird. I sent that along to the agency as well. But they're not responding either.
Are they responding once we break the conversation?
So you'll get a response back that message is received, but that they need more time to formulate a response. Like they've received what you've sent, but they're not sure what to do.
So
yet.
I know the kind of responses agencies like this like to do. I want to start putting up alerts for any aircraft being launched from nearby military bases, particularly bombers and fighter jets and things like that nature, to be like, if any of that happens, it alerts me immediately, and that's our get the fuck out of here badge.
So probably at this stage, this is classed as a level 6 threat, maybe a level 7, because
Is that listed on the...
yeah, so it's low to middling or mild threat to human life at this stage. It's currently not bomb worthy. So
These things
Despite how much it's giving you the heebie-jeebies.
These things have a way of turning into very bad very quick.
It's a smart thing from an agency point of view. The people you're actively this is kind of
This is like
this is their jam.
SCP safe currently, because either safe or Euclid, because it is staying in its box, or someone would have to physically leave, as we currently understand it, to spread the...
Something odd is going on. They're glad that it's not a hoax. Cool. But they kind of sent you there to figure out what is going on. So
we need to have a look at that play park.
You're making good progress, but without further information. Yeah.
They just want us to suck it for now.
Well, they just can't advise. There's insufficient information. There's several things that it might be.
I think Riddle's been through this a few times now, and the last time in the boat, it got close to, we're going to nuke the boat. To the point where he has like a script set up to like alert him to all these planes, and like it just goes.
Cool.
Can we get? I had a body cam working on the on the boat. Can I set that up again from
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. You can have it running, and it will show.
Does it show, for example, them all going like that?
Yes, it would.
With the same.
It would.
With the same kind of, you have to concentrate to think it's happening, or?
Yes, but you're starting to get more versed at this time. So I think you've passed, all of you have passed enough checks that I'm not going to make you roll again for those sort of things. You now know that you have to look at it in a particular way, but then you can kind of see it.
Okay, so this is quite weird. And...
No, this is Tuesday. No. Yes, chat. It is very weird.
Okay.
I agree.
So it's not just me, thank you.
No.
Now, you mentioned bombing the town.
On the list.
I'd rather avoid that.
Why?
Could we instead just have them all killed and leave all the buildings intact?
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Because if I did, things would happen in rapid succession. And I am a man of very particular moral sets. So we're going to pretend that.
Well, just before we try, instead of bombing. Not that we do that now.
No, the decision to bomb the place will not be mine.
Could I get an empathy from both of you? Because there's specific information on offer here.
Yeah.
No, two.
Probably finesse, so manipulation and empathy.
Okay, -1 because I'm unskilled at empathy.
That Jesus.
1 success.
2 successes.
Okay. It's not going to be good, I'll tell you that much. What is the equivalent of like a deception or like to hide one's emotions?
Subterfuge.
Yeah, it's either subterfuge or I think it's socialise and composure or manipulate. Hold on.
Well, yeah, it would probably be a composure subterfuge roll.
Yeah.
I would say, anyway.
Yeah, no, that's...
Okay, so you got 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
You got 1 success. What if I got 2 successes? Does it meet it, beat it on defender versus attacker?
I'd say it cancels it out, so that it's as if they've rolled 0 successes.
Okay. So I don't know.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. No, you're just looking at each other, and it's quite a heated moment. So yeah.
It's not heated for chat.
No, of course not. It will not be my decision if this place gets bombed. I've placed in certain, contingencies, so that if it is going to happen, I'll know very quickly. At that point, it will be run as fast as we possibly can, depending on how bad it is.
Okay, how fast can this van go?
It's pretty good.
If I get the alerts quickly, fast enough. That is all that matters.
Okay.
Fast enough.
I'm also going to go over to my less lethal cabinet, which is tear gas, tasers, beanbag, guns, kind of thing.
Tear. Thank you for using that cabinet. I know you didn't like installing it, but thank you.
What a lovely person you are. Oh, I'm so sorry to disappoint you.
I was hoping that with the awfulness of chat, you were like, actually, maybe I should dial it back a bit.
Yeah, we'll talk. I think what I'm going to do is try and rig a like a tear gas or like a flashbang to go off if someone opens the door of the RV in our absence and tries to mess with the engine or something.
Okay.
Can I do that?
You absolutely can. That is going to be that'll be crafts, or yeah, that's going to be crafts. I think crafts and probably decks. I'd imagine.
Crafts and
Wits.
decks.
Sorry, wits. Sorry. Could have. It's against the rules to have decks, but I would.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, I'll allow wits or decks.
I'm not mad. Yeah.
Yeah,
In that case,
I'll take either.
that's cocked. 2 successes.
Okay,
3 successes. 8, 9, 8.
Nice.
cool. So you have. What traps have you laid?
I have basically put a flashbang. Just if someone opens the door of the RV to get into our stuff, or tries to mess with the engine so we can't get away, and it's not even in enclosed space, so it's not going to do anything except warn us with a loud noise if someone tries.
What about the tyres? Have you got run flat tyres on here?
I would imagine so.
You've got run anything tires. They're not actually air inside there.
Yeah.
So people can't slash your
And
tyres.
it does. So obviously the engine's a bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
But the doors do lock, and it's not a.
Oh no, for
flimsy-
sure. Yeah. It's
It's not quite as flimsy.
I more want to know if someone tries
Yes.
rather than actually stopping them or.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
To the park then.
Yeah.
Go to the park.
I've just looked up
Like
stats
this.
for a random gun that I could afford, Mike, if that's okay.
Yeah. So as
5 of resources. It's a naval railgun.
yeah.
I mean,
I am.
but also that I have the strength for,
Yeah.
which is why I do not have a 44 Magnum.
So
I've got a 357 Magnum.
you're a US citizen. You have the right to bear arms. You absolutely
We're
can.
in Texas.
The assault rifle's back at the house. I'm just walking around with my Magnum.
That's you absolutely can have. And if for some reason you'd forgotten one, there are weapons in the van as long as these guys are happy to share.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. You are absolutely welcome to arm yourself again. No bazookas and no railguns. Didn't think I'd have to add that to the list.
I could afford one.
You are right. You can afford one.
You're technically correct, which is not always the best kind of correct.
I don't know who regulates railguns, whether that's the ATF or the US military. But
lit of color.
I imagine you.
My
will-
Papa knows a guy.
Of course he fucking
I was
does.
on the rowing team at Dartmouth with a guy who's now the
At
chief.
Yale.
Yeah.
Rowing team at Yale.
Riddle straps on his Makarov and puts his knife.
So you have arrived.
I'll sort out your stab vest
Yes,
because
yes,
it's.
thank you.
Yeah. I think like over the last week.
So I just need to change my outfit a little bit and find something that goes with a vest.
Putting socks on under the sandals.
I almost did sock the sandals. I went with pair of shoes instead. But I'm going to change to dark slacks and a dark jacket and a shirt that can conceal a holster, but also hopefully have a. Can I borrow an undershirt vest from you guys?
Oh yeah.
We have a few spares in case something like this occurred.
What has happened is you've given a paranoid, violent psychopath almost unlimited resources.
No railguns.
And an equally
Almost unlimited.
and an equally paranoid hacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a
From a
terrible human being.
From a paranoid state, yeah, they might be about to nuke you. If you want a realistic assessment, the agency at this time has no plans to bomb or nuke
for sure.
the site. So,
What was I going to say? Yeah, I think over the last week, Lucas has sort of been quite protective over Riddle, and you would get the vibe that he has also been, in a weird way, like. He's deferential to nobody. He is actively hostile to any authority within the organisation. He sort of patronises and infantilizes Riddle a little bit. How old is Riddle, by the way?
It was like 20, 26,
Yeah,
25, something like that.
So it's a bit, so he sort of like patronises him a little bit in their interactions. And But I think the interesting one for you would be that he appears to have gone from treating Simon as either with disdain as like a bureaucrat he doesn't like, or like a member of the agency, every one of which he is hostile to.
Yeah.
As to more like a peer.
Right.
And you're not quite sure what has happened there because it hasn't happened sort of within your physical side. Yeah. But so that's an ongoing note, really. Should we go and have a look at this play park then?
It seems like the place to go. If nothing else, we can find out what's going on. I've got the alert set up in case they decide to do something horrible.
I've got alert set up as well.
Yeah, we should run if any of those happen.
Oh yeah.
I think my alert's gone off. I'm running as well.
How's your running? I look at his legs.
You seem like a guy who'd have an ATV.
Or a
Lambo.
golf. I bet you got the golf cart.
Yeah,
At the
I
golf
keep
course.
at the golf course. Of course.
We're not in
I'm
that.
not a Philistine.
Well, we're not in that American town where they just ride golf carts everywhere.
So
No, but I was
Yes.
thinking of getting some here
There's a real thing.
for the HOA inspections.
Oh,
Let's head on down.
yes.
who enters the park first?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
let's be honest.
it was like my job, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going to get my knife and just sort of poke it into the soil, like sort of just see if there's anything under there, metal or an inch thick layer of blood, or
That wouldn't happen twice.
Anything that shouldn't be in a play park. What are you thinking or feeling?
what is Lucas thinking or feeling? Lucas is. Do you want the honest answer to you, the DM?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, so
You can make it a private chat.
No, I think I'll say this out loud. I think Lucas, on his mind right now, is the result of the sort of deception check that you guys sort of didn't notice what was on his face, which is, like, I really hope I don't have to murder all of these people. Because they don't deserve it. If I find out who does deserve it, like... he's almost itching for that. He really wants to hurt someone because this has happened.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And it appears to be innocent people who have, or people he considers innocent, have, so hostile in the extreme, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Who enters the park next?
I think Riddle right behind. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And same question to you. What are you thinking?
I think Riddle is just mind is racing with tons of questions and all of the things that are happening, and I don't know if he would have had time to rig up the ear defenders. Probably not, because it's such a high frequency. But he probably has like a blanket electronical jamming device that is like a Bluetooth box. Essentially, it just knocks out everything around him for about. Yep, that's
Alright.
gonna happen. But he's like, is it gonna work? And it's like, oh crap, are there agents gonna bomb this place? Here's somebody coming. It's like just constant kind of like anxiety is a good.
Okay. Cool. Yep. And then Chet, do you also enter the park?
Yes.
And what is Chet thinking or feeling? And again, you can have that as a private message, or you can say it out loud.
I mean, I kind of want to say it out loud to see what these guys think.
I'm totally up for
Go
that.
for it.
How can I turn this situation to my advantage?
Yeah.
Can I somehow get all of these people evicted on a technicality, purchase each house for about $3 each, and then own this town? And then rent it out to other people. And obviously you need to sort out this praise him thing first, but hey, maybe if I can figure out how, what's happened here, I could recreate it elsewhere to then get another town. In a short-term temporary thing, of course.
Right.
Fucking anarcho-capitalist chat over here.
So you've put a knife into the ground.
Yeah, just sort of checking it. Like,
Yeah. So there is. There's no blood. There's nothing that you wouldn't expect to not be in. As you do a couple of pokes, and then as you do the last one, you are unable to pull your knife out of the ground.
Magnetic?
Not magnetic. At that point, the EMF meter suddenly starts going nuts.
The EMF meter starts going nuts.
It kicks it.
Is that the one that was not reacting at all before?
Yeah, it was. There was nothing, and then suddenly it's kicked massively into life.
I look
What
right
about
into
the
where the
Gauss
swing
meter?
is.
That's the magnetic thing, right?
So the Gauss is magnetism, EMF is electromagnetism.
Yeah, so EMF has gone nuts. Magnetism, yeah, that also. So because it was kind of occasionally spiking, but now it has also. They've now both gone nuts.
What's happening to the swing?
The swing has stopped swinging back and forth and is now spinning round in place as the chain kind of gets caught up and it's pulled up, and then it spins the other way as it's let down. So it's almost like a
Like when you sit in it and spin around.
yeah, exactly like that. And can I now have a perception check? Ideally a blind one if that is at all possible.
What I'm going to do, Mike, just to save on the roll, is I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool, yeah, that's fine. Move those about for you. Cool. And then,
Need to roll any more?
unfortunately
Damn
not.
shame.
Do I need to roll any more? I do. I will need to roll more.
Have you, so...
I've got the thing where I've got rope where I can roll it
Yeah,
again.
but do you get any other, like, 9 gains, 8 gains?
No, not again.
Okay, cool. Re-roll any that you need to, but you're not getting any extra rolls.
Okay.
And careful.
Cool.
Okay. Do you get 9 gains or anything
No.
like that? Cool. And let's have a little look. Ooh. Oh no, that's that. Okay, yeah, cool. Lovely. Right. Riddle spots this first.
Oh damn, that would have been very good.
Um,
That wasn't me rolling, that was just me tipping them out.
You are sinking into the ground. Chet, you are sinking into the ground. You don't notice anything until probably you are up to your ankles.
But I like kind of like once I realize I'm sinking, I presume he's sinking. So
Yeah,
like,
so you can spot everyone is starting to sink into the ground.
we need to get out. We're sinking.
Cool.
So
Is there any check we can make to escape?
you will need this is for sure a strength athletics, unless anyone can make any kind of other arguments for it. But this is
I don't think I would want to make a different argument.
Yeah.
I've got 1 dice.
I also have 1 dice.
I have 4.
Not a chance dice though.
No, not chance dice either. But
I'm going to spend a willpower. Does that give me 1 extra dice or is
Yes.
it 2 extra dice or 3? I don't remember.
I think it's just 1.
Michael,
spend a willpower.
that was my first roll.
Oh, that is a beautiful roll.
That was not so good, so 3 successes.
Okay. I'm just checking willpower for you, right?
Oh, okay, I found out how willpower refreshes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fulfilling your virtue, fulfilling your vice, small triumphs, and a night of rest. And you get one willpower point for each of those, when you do one of those things.
Oh, it's been months since we've had a thing, I guess. Not days, so
Yeah.
we've got all ours back.
Well, it's a week, I think,
Yeah.
since the dead was.
Oh yeah, we've got all our stuff back then.
So each point of willpower will give you 3 extra dice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm spending a point of willpower on
Yeah,
this.
I will as well. So I did as well. So
You can also add it to resistance checks, but it's +2 to resistance checks.
that's 1, 2, 3.
2 successes!
2 successes.
1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay.
So 3, yeah.
Okay. So you will put up an incredible effort. You are able to gauge that there is now a supernaturally strong force pulling you down. And actually, so you've done so well that you can continue to pull yourself out if you wish, but you are in danger of dislocating or removing limbs if you attempt to fight against.
I don't think Riddle has the physical strength to do that.
No.
So.
You would need plus. You give it your best shot, and you know that you've not slipped, or you're pulling with all your strength. It is not enough.
Yeah. And
the ones who got 3.
I only got 2.
You only got 2. Okay, so you're pulling.
Riddle got 3.
So yeah, you've done. Okay, so very rarely do I railroad you, but you get the impression that this is happening.
I mean,
I pull out an oxygen mask and I have a spare and I hand it to you.
yeah.
Because Riddle's that kind of asshole. He's like,
I take your knife as well because I need some emotional support.
extra emotional support. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's fair.
Like even with, because as a railroader, which I don't have, Lucas's instinct here is to arm the fuck up rather than run.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah. Basically, you've given it your best effort, but it's just not enough.
Sorry, you only have 2.
So,
As a trained professional, surely you should be giving it to the civilian.
Fuck you.
I'm not a cop here, mate.
as you get lower down, you then sink quicker
Well,
and
that's a
quicker.
shame
and
because
quicker.
Blue Lives Matter.
Oh no! I might have to murder Chet.
The other way.
So, the ground never enters your lungs. It goes over your head so quickly that everything goes black, and then suddenly you have appeared here.
What the bitch?
Oh, okay.
So,
We're on an island in the middle of a void.
yeah, reality is not quite making sense here.
All right, yeah.
So-
checks out.
There are you are on an island with a tree. There's land that seems to go down and up and across in a way that doesn't seem to correlate with 3D space. And then beyond that there is the void. It looks quite a pretty void, but you feel that it is a void, as opposed to seeing anything specific.
Could I ask a question
Oh boy, can you?
retroactively?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Did the population of the town correspond correctly to the number of houses there were in the town if I think back and concentrate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The map's not very to scale, but there are definitely enough houses.
My question was going to be, if you can change what you remember by concentrating, did I think back and actually no, there were houses for 400 people?
I see. No. So there were enough houses for the population,
Yeah.
but not so many that actually there's way more people missing than there should be. So
Thinking back to the church and its destroyedness, can I think back to the houses? Is it the church that's destroyed, or is it everything?
that is a very good question, and it is, as far as you can tell, it is just the church.
Okay.
Thinking back to my house,
Yes.
that's I've been through that house. I've been around it quite a bit.
Yep.
If I think back to the church, can I think of anything weird in my own house? Because you mentioned that I obtained it. Well, it went up for sale under some strange circumstances.
Yeah. So you are aware of the circumstances in which it came up to sale, and if you've forgotten, I can tell you again.
Please do.
Do you want me to do it privately, or?
No, I'll happily share it with these two at some point.
Well,
So.
even if you know that our character, we won't have in character until he does.
Okay. So, due to aggressive management and fining, you.
Oh, I thought this one was just.
No, this.
This was actually my MO
Yeah.
that did it. Oh, okay. All right. No, thanks. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I thought this was just me getting.
No.
I thought this was like, oh, something mysterious has happened here. But I've got a property now.
No. So you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Your actions happened, as far as you can tell, before any of this occurred. This has been a nice little bonus for your scheme, shall we say.
Because it might turn out that you can, have every member of the town committed or sectioned, and then snap up the properties dime on the dollar, etc.
Honestly, that might be a way to go with this.
So,
looking at the location we're in, it has reminiscence of like Yggdrasil and the Tree of Life and those kinds of evocative imageries.
mm-hmm.
And I look around and I want to see if there's any kind of other hallmarks for that kind of thing.
Okay, so
I would also like to run the cult, please.
Yeah, and I feel like this is... We're well past this is supernatural. This is definitely supernatural.
Oh yeah, if there's any doubt, I will allow you for free to attain. This is supernatural.
Cool.
This is the agency's
So
MO.
I get +2 on all investigation rolls and relating to that at the moment.
So yes, you can do an occult roll.
Yeah.
And what were you were looking for additional iconography, right?
Additional iconography, anything that would lead me to believe that, like, specifically which culture is this referencing or referenced to, and then I'll start parsing my memory for anything related to this.
Okay, so either investigation or occult, probably occult, I think.
So occult and intelligence?
If you're looking for
4,
one success.
6,
1 success.
7, 8.
And check. Do you want to
Looking around.
Do you want looking around? Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So-
I'll do a general perception.
So, something
General
again, like,
perception, yeah.
so something at some point, like,
I'll
Riddle
log.
just goes over and goes, "Are you alright? I mean, this is a lot."
I'm going to...
And have you, for no particular reason, have you got Discord open?
For no particular reason. Oh god.
Don't believe you.
I do have Discord.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's fine. It may or may not come up. Cool.
Okay, I'll just swap to the mic chat so I'll notice if something pops up.
Cool. So perception check from yourself, and then one occult. And what were you checking for? Sorry.
Like basically from what because what.
Yes. So this has the hallmarks from what you've read before, as it has different names in different cultures.
Yeah.
The overseers, the elders, the guardians, the watchers.
Hang on, so this is my role.
This is your,
Would this have been affected by conspiracy theory?
yeah,
In that case, I get another die,
for sure.
which is another
Okay.
one. So I got 1 success on 7 dice there.
Okay,
6 successes.
6 successes. Okay.
I have
Yeah,
8 dice
Cool.
and
Okay.
I got
So
more.
so you're looking for similar iconography.
Similar iconography are things that lead me to the specific, like any lore or cultures that are related to this particular thing.
So there are, I mean, yeah, it's a critical success. So you almost within eidetic memory, like where you. So you remember reading about. So there are references in different cultures. Again, some will call it God, the creators. Powerful beings that were able to shape the world. There is it's questioned whether they created the world or whether something else created the world, and they simply exist beyond it and can interact with it. There are a full pantheon's worth of different entities, and this place could be described as a gateway or a doorway. So from here it will lead onwards to something else. You're seeing signs not of a specific entity, not here, but more your mind's attempt to perceive the unperceivable.
Right.
And checked.
I got 1 success on a perception roll. Also, with you asking what his state is.
Yeah.
He seems fine.
Do an empathy roll.
Okay, as
No.
If you did succeed, I told you how he's fine.
okay, so as you're looking around, the water seems to rise up and engulf you, and you are
Less fine.
you are washed up. Is that correct? No, it hasn't. Yeah.
This feels more like home, but I'm getting very confused.
Okay. It is now.
And I did not bring my parka.
So it's cold as well.
It is. It looks like it should be cold. You are not cold. You seem unable to perceive temperature.
Or temperature isn't real here.
Could be either way. The night sky is not recognisable. So you can see a sky.
But there's no constellations that we would recognise.
Correct. The water that seems to run through also seems like a cosmic sky. It's as if the water and the sky are the same thing, or how you're perceiving them is the same. There is a cabin. So this is a clearing in the woods. There is fog all around, but you can see the cabin, and the cabin is lit.
I mean, at this point,
There's only one way to go.
I don't know that our weapons will do much, but at least we have them.
Well, good about lethal weapons.
You can have my gun if you want, and you've got knives.
I've already got one.
I know. It was a courtesy, mostly.
Yeah, we'll head up.
Head towards
Yeah.
the cabin.
Can we attempt to move stealthily?
Oh, for sure.
Is that stealth plus...
Dex. Yeah, for sure.
2,
3 successes.
4, 5.
1 success.
Explosions. Is that a 9? That's a 9. 4 successes.
Nice.
Yeah. You're walking through snow, but there appears to be literally no sounds as your feet impact ground, and you arrive at.
It's actually kind of nice if it wasn't for the whole sinking through the ground thing. It'd be lovely.
You're thinking about putting a condo down here, aren't you?
I just think of the possibilities. It's free real estate.
It really isn't.
As you open the door to the cabin, the interior is much larger.
Oh, this
than
looks
it should
like
be.
home.
There is a note on the dresser. There is a single word that appears to have been scrawled on it, but it's upside down. So you can see that there is a
There's
word.
an impression of the word.
You cannot make out what the word is without picking up and looking at the paper.
I think I want to go at least the areas that are not closed off by doors.
Yeah.
Go area by area and sweep it for signs of people.
Okay. So,
Chet's going to look at the paper though.
right.
Of course, yes.
So, on the right hand side, there aren't actually any doors. It's all a wall.
Yeah.
There is a crime scene tape that seals off the door at the end, and to the left, the door to the room is open, and you can see light spilling out from under it.
Can we see that spooky shadow there? Spook.
Ooh.
Yes, you can.
Oh.
There is.
Oh, that one.
it doesn't make sense. So the door is only slightly ajar so that light can spill out from underneath it. I suppose you would. The shadow doesn't seem to reflect
The reality that's standing in the front of the door.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like a good place to go around the corner.
So,
Chat, what are you doing? And then he picks up the paper.
Yeah.
Chat went to look
yeah,
at the paper.
That is what is written on the paper, Chet.
Okay.
Chat.
I've got my back to you guys, and I'm looking down the corridor
Yeah.
towards the shadow.
I'm behind Chat. Chat's like,
So, Chet,
Me.
you're between us.
yeah. Chat was on the paper.
Yeah. Nonsense word. Puts it back down.
It really isn't a...
You want to get eyes on that for me?
Please
Bill?
tell me. Okay,
Okay, it was the tip of the bill word.
Vacitas.
that's the
Yes.
test. Okay, right.
The nonsense word.
Your education was very specific, wasn't it?
Vacitas. Do we get the sense that... Right.
So
Do we get the sense that Chet is telling the truth about that? Like, because I don't know if that was in Ryan or within Chet. It sounded like you were trying to make something up to cover for not telling the truth, but I don't know if that's.
I mean, we can roll for it.
Yeah.
I got 3 successes on the empathy
One.
roll.
I appear to have lost a dice.
Oh
So.
my god,
Get it
he's
later?
got tons of deception.
What? Why would I have tons of deception, Brad?
Because you're a capitalist liar. And they're all liars. Oh my god, it's as bad as my...
Okay, reroll those 2.
Shit.
How many successes did you get?
3.
Okay. Yeah, completely truthful.
You want to get eyes on that for me, Liz?
Yes, well, I'll have a look. I go over to the paper and have a look.
Oops.
Does Chat does Chat have the paper or does he put it back down? Can I see that?
Sorry, Mike got the word wrong.
how bad? It's technicality, I guess, but yeah.
Can I see that? Chat.
Ryan is taking a moment to try and pass how Chet would handle this.
Fucking asshole!
I know, how much more of an asshole can I be?
Give him the paper, Chet.
Give me the paper, Chat. Come on.
I really want to stay pointing my gun this way, whatever that fucking thing around the corner is. You do not want me to turn around.
Just let me see the paper.
It's not a problem.
You're making it a problem. Again, I'm facing the other way, but no, I can say.
And I'll hand over the paper.
Have a look.
Okay.
Oh,
so
no.
You have, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So this is the word.
Okay.
Sorry, 2 seconds. I need to double check.
Different one.
Now the question you have to ask yourself is, did I do the thing that I did purely so I could roll that number of dice because I haven't gotten to yet?
I hope not, weirdly.
Can I have a resolve and composure check from you? please?
Sure. 4, 5.
I mean, I expect him to do a thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do the thing.
Yeah, you've effectively like you filled
3.
the niche that Rich's
successes.
character had very,
Okay.
very neatly. It was all social, all deception, which is cool.
It's almost a shame that Rich's character isn't here for this.
I should call you Newside.
You blink, and now the paper says that.
Was it? Bid?
It said one thing and it's a different thing.
What did it say before?
It said worry.
Worry.
Yeah, and down now it says praise and fear. It's kind of how I felt right when we entered the park. Do you want?
What did it actually say for you, Chet?
I don't want to have to do horrible things to you to figure out these things, but we need to understand what's going on here.
Look, if it says burn the town down or you know, buy all the buildings,
It just said worry.
bring it here.
Bring
into
it
my
over
eye
to
line.
you.
I'll get him to sort of pass it there.
Yeah.
So I can, without breaking eye contact with the shadow. What does it say for me?
Have you got your Discord?
Yeah, it's got it with
Is this right? Well, I can just show you.
Cool. Jet. I don't give a fuck what you're doing, what your plans are for the real world. But if you can tell me that it said greed or avarice or something, I truly couldn't care less. If you tell me it says worry, I'm going to shoot you in the leg.
I'm really sorry. I actually don't want to. I don't wish you physical violence, but he will shoot you in the leg. I have seen him do it.
Okay, can I roll to try and convince?
Sure.
So that will be either presence or manipulation and
The appropriate skill, yes.
and then persuasion. Yours will be composure and then is it
Empathy.
empathy? I think composure and empathy.
Oh!
Oh no.
So that's 2 rerolls.
Okay.
That's another reroll.
You've already gotten better than me.
That's 5 successes.
Wow.
2 successes.
How many dice did you roll?
6.
I was rolling 3 and then got
4 successes.
4. Yeah, I got 3 and I got 009 on the first one.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
So
I mean that statement rides as what I said there. Yeah.
essentially.
So.
It said worry.
I don't want to do this. I'm going to spin around and shoot just between his feet.
okay.
Can I do that without making a roll, or do you want a firearms check for that? To deliberately miss someone.
How many dice would you be rolling?
5.
Are you spinning round and firing?
Yeah.
Then yes. If you're doing it quickly.
Roll.
Yeah. If you can.
1 success.
You only needed 1. So.
I'm going to make a voluntary willpower roll
Yeah.
to see how I handle this.
That's fine.
Pretty well.
That's 2 rerolls.
Nice.
Okay, so I don't piss myself.
Very good. Red's eyes on the corridor.
So
Right. Pull out my gun to do the same. Just down the
can I
hallway.
have a perception check? I'm going to do this in the open from everybody, please.
Right.
Yep.
Has this broken the
Oh, those are
The mood.
Those are painful.
The mood.
The tension. As in the perception check, I guess.
so let me
That's 2 cocked dice then. 2 successes.
Okay, so that's 2.
Two successes.
I need to reroll
Okay.
all 3 of those and these 2. Okay, so those are successes. And those are successes. So 2 successes.
1 success.
Right, and
2.
Okay, so all of you pass. You hear 2 distinct bangs, one from the gunshot and one from the door slamming shut that you turned your back on.
Yeah.
That I'm looking towards.
Riddle is now looking at.
Yeah. So the light is still there. It appears to have been unaffected by the door close, and
Is there still the shadow?
there's still the shadow.
I am aiming my gun where the object that is creating the shadow should be.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Shit.
You're aiming. Are you firing as well?
No.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
just aiming
Okay.
the gun. I'm just pointing the gun in that direction because... And I want to be pointing the gun in that direction, but watching the shadow on the ground to see if it moves towards me.
Yeah. In the meantime, you cool with... I say, at no point will I shoot Chet. I just want to be as out of character.
I mean, if you feel the need to, shoot him.
That's fair. Like, I think so. Out of character, just to alleviate into player attention. The only way that Lucas is going to shoot anyone is if they are proved to be working for an entity or are an entity. That being said, if that is the case, there will not be any hesitation. So,
What if he finds out that that Chet is thinking, could I use this entity to further my own goals and spread it to other locations?
That's actively aiding the entity.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm just so say if you want to contest any of this, I'm basically going to just shove him in the chest and smash him up against the wall and say, listen to me, you fucking yank. I really want to believe you're just a greedy little shit. If I find out you're anything else, I will put a bullet through you. Do you understand me? You're not making me trust you right now. So what did the fucking paper say?
Worry.
Okay.
Do you want me to make another?
No.
Persuasion
I
roll?
think we equaled out. So it, I think the narratively richest thing here is a general sense of mistrust to all parties. Yeah. Fair. Rid, what's on?
It hasn't moved as far as I can tell.
Sorry.
And then it moves. Shit.
What's our cut-off time as well? Just
10:30 usual.
Let's say 10:30.
okay,
Yeah.
cool, perfect.
8 a.m. tomorrow.
No.
I'm glad you're having as much fun as I am. Oh.
So
I mean, I don't have to go home.
Yeah. Well.
as he's shoved up against the wall, and they're shouting, the shadow takes a step towards you, and at
Nope,
this point,
stop.
Yeah.
I go, stop.
Oh,
Right.
it ignores you.
Oh, okay.
Is he doing to
It's
me?
moving. It's moving towards me. I don't. And I just back up a bit.
I'm going to take a step backwards in the corridor, so that Chet is again between me and Riddle.
Okay.
If this has been like I don't know how much you'd be willing to lie to this is gonna be fun. I have no real comments actually. Continue.
You're just having a happy
So
moment.
someone
That's okay.
just reads excited noises.
I'm just having a stream of consciousness. Please
So
continue.
I have 2 questions. Who currently has the paper, and what order are you in? So are you now in front?
I think.
I am now
then-
furthest back, I think.
You're
Yeah,
furthest
Riddle's
back.
furthest forward. Like Riddle would be here,
Okay.
backing up into this wall,
And I
maybe
think-
you've like hit it and gone. Oh no.
I think Riddle still has the paper as
Yeah.
well.
He does,
because-
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. So
And
so
maybe out
it-
of the corner of my eye, I'll look at the paper again to see if it's changed.
yeah. Okay.
I just like poke the bear, poke it,
Poke the bear?
poke
Yeah.
the bear. It's a narrative poke the bear, and I have to pull it.
So the I
I'm
just
going to wait. What did you all say?
anger. So that wasn't 3 scales. Anger. Yeah.
I get that from you.
That was the last message that Mike sent me. The previous one to that was the phrase, and I quote, "I am in no advocating that that anyone should visit Texas."
That paper got real specific about Texas.
Yeah.
The shadow moves towards you. It's probably 3 steps away now.
From the corner.
From
Riddle.
So the shadow is...
where the shadows...
So it's not being cast by someone around the corner now, it's just a shadow moving.
It is, as far as you can tell, it's the shadow moving.
So there is a shadow with no one casting it.
Correct.
Oh, so it's not that the origin point of the shadow is moving, it's the shadow is stretching towards me.
No.
It's a shadow being cast by nothing.
As far as you can tell, yes. So if something was generating the shadow, it would have moved towards you.
Right. Okay.
This is very different to how I would have done it.
Yeah.
I was under very different impression.
So originally it appeared like there was something behind the door that was casting
it out
from underneath, but now
that it's taken a step forward,
you can see where the line, the demarcation
is. If something was going to be casting the shadow, it would then be stood in front of the door, and you cannot see anything in front of the door. So either it is simultaneously invisible and blocking light, or it is a person-sized shadow creature that has now... So when I say it's about... Because it's not a long corridor. Yeah. So this is the first point when it has stepped forward to the point that you would now obviously see that whatever's generating it...
What did Riddle get?
Riddle was rolling a wits resolve to see how... If he maintained his composure, if he just fired. I rolled 4 successes on 4 dice. Riddle is steel.
It's a real damn shame.
Stop! And he just goes, stop.
So it's not reacting to your voice. Given that you maybe now understand the situation, does anyone want to change places or do anything? So it's...
I think I'm barreling forward, because
yes.
I also rolled one of those checks.
Yeah.
So,
I'm getting an arm in front of Riddle and trying to pull him backwards
it's not running towards you. It's probably, imagine 6 seconds passes and then it takes quite a long stride towards you.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And then it pauses for 6 seconds. So you've got time to react. This thing is getting closer.
Yeah,
but it's not barreling down.
Getting in front of Riddle and pushing him backwards.
Cool.
What if I said the phrase that they were saying up there? Would that be a good idea? Might get us out of it. If it thinks it's on the right side.
You, what are you?
No response.
Who are you?
No response.
I attempt to think about the fact that what that man said was, if you believe in him, you can see him. So I believe this thing exists. So I will try to will it into existence, so that perhaps if we can see it, we can fight it.
Oh.
That's the logical part of Riddle's brain going there, and that's what he got to.
Alright, fine. I just need... This is really, really cool. So,
I feel like I just walked into a trap.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. Thunk.
Chet I still don't know if this has been like a 2-person psyop and Chet is actually just the entity. Because I wouldn't put it past you to make that character. I really wouldn't. But I still think you laughed very convincingly there, and I still don't believe you.
So,
thank you for appraising my acting skills.
Don't use that fucking word in front of me.
so what are you?
I do have to.
So you're thinking
fair.
You're thinking it's real.
I think what Riddle is doing is that he is trying to trick his own brain into thinking that the old man said, if you believe in him, then you can see him. Mm-hmm. I believe this thing is real. I don't necessarily think it's a god, but I believe it is real. And if I believe it is real, it can be hurt. If it's hurt, it can be killed.
Here's the thing. That's the thing in the angle that Lucas is coming to. If I believe it's there, I know where its heart is and I can shoot it.
Okay, cool. Are you imagining anything specific or just the idea that it is real?
Riddle does the fucking like
And
Ghostbusters thing and tries to
same.
imagine the friendliest, nicest, kindest thing he can think of, like a cartoon character.
I think for me, it's a guy. It's just some American guy who, if you shoot the guy,
Okay.
it's a Stay Buffed Marshall.
So do you know so there's a Russian cartoon called Masha and the Bear. The bear is super friendly, kind, and gentle, and I think that's what Riddle imagines. This like Yogi Bear-esque character.
Still picnic baskets.
Okay.
Because that would be a cultural touchstone for him. Found out something interesting. Bugs Bunny is a parody of a Clark Gable sketch.
Really?
Yes. He is not.
That is interesting.
He's not an original character. All of the things he says are from a Clark Gable thing.
What? What's up, Doc?
All of it.
Don't
Yep. What's up,
understand.
dog? The carrot.
Yeah.
Carrot. Rabbits didn't have carrots before the Clark Gable thing, which is.
Or they didn't at least have that powerful a connection between them.
Yeah, and they don't eat carrots. They don't eat carrots.
It's not Bugs Bunny, apparently.
I feel I missed something.
Clark Gable is so the Bugs Bunny as a character is not really an original character. It is a parody of a Clark Gable thing, an Academy Award-winning Clark Gable movie for like 4 or 5 Oscars or something like that.
So from like the 30s or something.
Yeah.
Presumably, if it
Well,
was.
that's when Bugs Bunny would have been.
It was a
Yeah.
carrot instead of a cigar?
No, it was a carrot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a real carrot, and then for some reason that got transferred into Bugs Bunny. But then we've
Very
lost
interesting.
the cultural touchstone to the original Clark Gable stuff, and everyone thinks Bugs Bunny is original.
Huh, wow.
Do you know what? While Mike's
Yeah.
beavering away, do you know what my brain was going to for a bit as a reference of where this might be going?
Mm.
Do you ever watch Torchwood?
Yes.
You know the first season episode Countryside.
Oh, it's been so long since I watched it.
Basically, people go missing on a stretch of road somewhere in like Shropshire or Northamptonshire or something. I can't remember. what it is. And it happens like every 7 years or something, and they think it's something weird, and it just turns out they're cannibals. There's nothing supernatural at all in that episode.
I feel like that's that episode of The X-Files where they're like, oh, there's something really weird and supernatural. Nope, just a bunch of cannibals.
Yeah.
That happened in Supernatural as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
that-
it's just
They get kidnapped, and they go to investigate disappearances, and it turns out, no, just a family of cannibals kidnapping people and hunting them for sport.
Mike, have you watched the X-Files, Supernatural, or Torture?
Seems to happen frequently for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
Yeah, but but in this particular instance,
The X-Files cannibal episode is pretty famous because it got pulled off of the air.
a lot of The real monster is man.
It's to be fair, it's a pretty
Futurama.
gruesome one,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
That Torture one gave me nightmares for about 10 years. Because that came out in 2006 and I would have been 12. So not probably 10 years, but
Okay.
enough.
So this is what you now see.
But only...
No, you all see it.
Oh.
It is an amalgamation of a bear, a just general dude, and general horror.
Mike,
Yes.
I would like to put lots of bullets in it.
I thought you might. So,
With a strange feeling of arm, I'm going to do the same.
so can we roll for initiative?
Yep.
And that is where we will be ending the session.
You know,
Fair.
weirdly, this is the calmest that Lucas has felt in honestly, months. Possibly years.
I see a monster, I can kill a
This
monster.
is the first time that's happened. Like
Okay.
even the scientist on the ship, that was a scientist who had a name who was a person who had something bad happen to her. This is a fucking monster.
Yes.
That reminds me, for initiative, is it a case of roll one dice and roll one d10 and add the initiative number to it?
I think it
Am I
says on the
remembering
bottom of the paper sheet.
It tells you what the initiative score is.
That's the number of dice, isn't it?
Initiative mod equals dexterity composure.
So I think it's just roll a d10 and then add your initiative mod,
okay.
which is dex plus composure, yeah.
I think.
Okay, so this is going to be
Ha, I'm going last.
so that's 0. 16 plus 4 plus 2.
But I believe the 10s still explode.
Yeah. So 22.
22.
You're going first
22
and twice.
on a 10-sided dice.
Yes.
It's pretty impressive.
Because I got a 10 and a 6. My initiative is 4.
I believe
Yeah, no,
it.
I'm just enjoying the maths. And
12.
12. And
Oh, I was very proud of my 12.
yeah,
it's very good, yeah.
6.
6. Okay. Okay. Well, you might not be going last.
I mean, it was originally 4, and then I remember that bonus I got.
Cool.
Genuinely the best that Lucas has felt in a year and a half. Because
I see.
he has so much bound up in not having been able to do anything the first time it happened. All of his horrible violent urges, which are there already, who just got cut off for a year and a half, and he couldn't do anything with them. Yeah.
Now he has something to...
Oh,
Now he has an outlet.
Yeah.
I'll turn on the faucet. The old violence faucet.
And there, gentlemen, is where we will.
Boy, howdy. Mike,
Well
my
done.
guy.
Okay,
My guy.
take it back there.
I bet if you
Oh.
threw in, like, to one of the AI image generators, a bear, a person, and, like, what
Yeah.
was your one? What did you imagine? I forget. It's like a bear, a person, and, like, something up. Like, it just...
Oh, were you in the room when Mike asked the question?
Oh, maybe not.
It was, what was it?
So it was a combination of a bear, a regular dude, and general horror.
General
Yeah.
horror.
Yeah.
So we like
General horror?
what general horror? Was the question was like, what do we imagine it looks? So when we started trying to imagine what it looked like, you went for a Russian cartoon bear.
Yeah.
I said a regular guy who can bleed, and then
And I was out the room.
Yeah.
happy.
yeah, so general horror. General horror. I mean, what would you have said?
Depends if you were imagining, because I didn't get the impression that you were trying to imagine it was real. So
No, but I was about to pull out my gun and shoot where it would be anyway.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like... Just calmly
You
analysing.
just get one of those silhouette targets from a gun range.
I was just calmly analysing, what can I do to prove to you that I
Not on
am
the same side.
not on the same side as you?
I'm not gonna lie.
Bang.
Opening fire is pretty good.
It's up there.
Yeah. So that image may well change
Yeah.
once I've got access to an AI generator and some time. So
The stuff that will come out of that AI image generator.